Good morning, everyone. Tuesday morning. Sklar Brothers here, filling in for Rome today. Jay Moore for the rest of the week. It was a great weekend for sports.
It was a great weekend for sports.
Topped off by a very anticlimactic Monday.
Yeah, I got good rest. I'm well rested because it started by me watching the home run derby.
So you are well rested.
That was like Ambien. Ridiculous.
It's not to just jump right in right away. I mean, we got plenty of stuff to talk about.
We got amazing guests on the show today before we get right into it.
Ricky Henderson. Ricky Henderson. After crushing a softball in the Celebrity All-Star softball event yesterday, making Joe Jonas eat his eye black. How pumped up was Joe Jonas?
A little too pumped up.
Like, you could have asked him to take it down a notch, and it still would have been too high.
Yeah. He's like the guy, he's like the defensive, he's like the linebacker for the college that's playing against like a ranked school who in the first half makes one hit and then makes the neck, crossing the neck like you guys are dead motion.
I'm going to go this far. He's the dad at the 4-year-old's birthday party who picks up the bat and just starts going all just crazy, all Britney Spears on the piñata, and you're like,
take it easy.
You're looking over at the wife going,
hey, you're next. And that's not
don't
cool.
upset him.
Yeah. Do what he wants.
Joe Jonas, relax.
How much did he want to put the eye black on? He wanted to put
the eye black on and then bring it down like it's bat wings. Come on, dude.
You're not Bryce Harper. No one's drafting you.
You're not blowing kisses after you hit a home run. It's a celebrity softball game.
We'll talk to Henderson.
Jenny Finch could go 2/5 speed and whiff you, so just relax.
That's right. She can do it with a baby, on board.
Jenny Finch could be breastfeeding and then strike you out.
Jenny Finch could be crowning and still strike you out. Baby coming out of her. A human coming out of a human being and still strike you out.
Whiff you.
Whiff City.
So just relax a little bit. But Ricky Henderson still.
Hendu
launched it.
I'm calling him Hendu. Even though he's not the Henderson.
He's not that Henderson.
But he's Ricky Henderson, and he'll be on the show
today. He's on the show later today. I'm so excited. We got Bruce Jenner coming on the show. We'll talk about the Kardashians.
Which is always a mix of excitement and sadness, if you know the last time
he was a hero to us as young kids, but now we sort of see where his life is gone, his trajectory.
Like all of our mom's friends. So we'll talk to him. We'll talk to, of course, beyond that, Kevin Love will be on the show, which I'm excited.
Kevin Love. I wonder if he'll be making the phone call from the shower.
He might.
Love in the shower.
And then the big pull is Tiger Woods will be back on the show with us, which
he was supposed to make an announcement yesterday, and then he didn't make an announcement yesterday. We're going to get into the whole thing surrounding that. We'll talk about his beard. We'll talk about Rory McIlroy.
Of course, the lines will be open for you guys to give us a call. Connor, if you're out there.
It's Connor.
No, Connor.
Do you want my take or what?
All right, so here, for those who maybe weren't listening last Friday, we opened up the phone lines, and basically there immediately went, there was a whole thing between...
A guy from Boston was basically claiming that, the Bruins beat Canada.
And then all of Canada was rooting for Vancouver to win and beat the Boston Bruins, which is not true.
The lines lit up. All Canadians from other cities talked about how much they hated the Bruins. And this guy
talking about how much they hated Vancouver.
And then this guy, Connor, Connor. I'm going to tell him how to pronounce his name.
Connor in Edmonton calls up, and again, he was so upset that we were mispronouncing the way that his name was correctly spelled. Listen to this.
Connor, what's happening, brother?
This is Connor.
Oh, hey, I thought it was Connor. You said Connor?
No, Connor.
Connor.
Yeah.
But it's spelled Connor.
It's Connor. Connor.
Oh, CNNNOR. Oh,
yeah.
All right.
Hey, are you heading up to a cottage, eh?
Do you want my take or what?
That was my favorite part. So... Okay, yes, this is the kid's name, and this is what he's called all the time.
And yes, it doesn't make sense to have two N's and then have a long O. I'm sorry, that makes zero sense.
And I know that this is the way people are pronouncing your name, and so you think it's right, but you're wrong.
And yes, this is a sports show, but I just wanted to know if he was going up to a cottage.
That's it. And then he just...
How dare I make small talk?
Do you want my take or what?
And he sounded like...
And we figured it out finally. Sounded like
Bruce McCullough as the little kid from Kids in the Hall, the little tiny kid character.
Yeah, listen to this.
There's this kid in my class, and she lives on her own without any parents or guardians, and she's 8.
It's Connor. Connor.
That's the same guy.
You want my take or what?
My take or what?
So
Do you want my take or what?
maybe he'll call back. If he does, if he's got the guts and the cojones, call back, brother.
The cojones?
If you've got the cojones, I'm sure he's going to pronounce it cojones.
So it was a kind of uneventful evening last night. We tried to watch a little bit. I mean, the home
I
run
actually
derby.
think like batting practice for the home run derby was probably more exciting than the home run derby. So when the most exciting moment of the home run derby is Robinson Cano's jacket that he's wearing on Baseball Tonight to sit down and discuss it afterwards. He's wearing like a sky blue smoking jacket.
Which kind of resembled the National League shoes. I saw those. They carted those out, these shiny blue shoes. If you have shiny blue shoes out there, you got to hit more than 15 home runs as a league.
As a league.
I saw that lineup, and I was like, what are we doing here? Like, honestly.
Here's something you don't want to hear during a home run derby. We need base runners.
Yeah, that's a bad.
Lean into a pitch.
Take one for the team.
Take one for the team.
And you don't want a guy on your team who has the word weak in his name.
No.
That's not a guy you want hitting home runs. Ricky Weeks.
Joey Bats did not show up.
No.
It was just uneventful all the way around. Matt Kemp afterwards, here's something you also don't want to hear from a participant of the home run derby. It's a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah, it is.
It's harder than it looks.
And you're an all-star.
So here maybe is the problem, and Jay and I have started to sort of figure this out, is that I think, like the slam dunk contest, the home run derby, they took something that is an exciting play in the sport and then tried to make it this thing.
You made it too common. It's like a slam dunk happens once in a while in a game. Now it happens all the time, but it happens not on every play. Home run happens 4, 3, 4, 5 times a game.
Maybe. If
6 if you're lucky. 2, 1, maybe 0.
0 sometimes.
And now you're doing it so much that I don't like it anymore. You've made it too common. It's like when Sheen started going crazy.
Like when he first went crazy on the radio that one time, everyone was listening to it. We're like, this is amazing.
All right, now we're into something cool here.
The second he started to announce tour dates, we were like,
all right, I don't need to see this for an hour.
You ruined it.
You ruined it.
Completely ruined it.
You made it too common. It's now calculated. It feels weird. There's no excitement. Like, you can even hear it. Like, when you've got the, like, pumped-up kid making a diving catch, and that gets a bigger applause than some of the home runs.
That kid was so pumped up.
That kid made a lot of catches.
And you know that kid went home and said to himself, I didn't get enough replays.
Yeah.
It did get replayed once, and it keeps getting replayed, but come on.
Come on, buddy. But that's what it is. We're cheering more for a ball that stayed in the park. That's what you're wanting to see. You want to see? I want to see a guy turn on the ball and send it down the photograph row right there on the first baseline.
Just right into the camera. Destroy a $50,000 piece of equipment.
Sure, that's what I'm looking for.
Celebrity softball game was pretty uneventful as well, but pretty interesting. Garvey was there hitting on the ladies. We'll talk about Garvey. We've got a Garvey take.
We have a Garvey take. Garvey freshly fired from the Dodgers. We'll talk about that.
Well, I heard a quote from Garvey who said that he was fired because people were
worried that he might have too much influence.
That he's too great. That, like, people are going to like him too much.
I think that was Garvey's pickup line. When he had like 4 chicks going at once. Like, he had 4.
Let's be honest, he is Mr. Dodger, but he was the ultimate Padre.
He really was the ultimate father. The guy had like 4 ladies knocked up at once. That's the sequel to Knocked Up. Garvey's life.
Yeah.
Garvey's life story.
It's a documentary. It's a biopic.
It is.
But he
It's called, you know what it's called? The Business of Being Born.
There you go.
Which, by the way, is a documentary.
We will we'll talk about Garvey and his firing because, you know, with cheap seats and doing the Garvey celebrity golf and skiing specials, Garvey has a place that's close. It's deep. It's lodged deep in my heart.
It is deep in our hearts.
Next to Michael Floorwax, rising comedian.
Maybe we can get him on the phone.
Might be able to get Floorwax on the phone.
Waxy Lou.
Email us at rome@haveatake.com. You can get us on Twitter. We are at Sklar Brothers. We'll be reading your tweets all day. SKLAR Brothers. Call us 800-636-8686. We will take your calls. Text 3717 at 37170. We're going to talk. Here's what else we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about Pac-Man Jones, and he may be slipping in his off the field altercations. He just got into an off-the-field altercation, but Jay and I feel like
He didn't go far enough.
he's been out of it for so long in terms of off-the-field altercations that he maybe needs to freshen and step his game up.
Step your game up.
Step your game up.
You hear us?
You have to. You got guys out there like Kenny Britt who are driving their car, high speeds, leading a chase, parking on an overpass, and then walking away and pretending they weren't driving.
Parking on an off-ramp, Kenny Britt, wide receiver, walking, just leisurely walking on an exit ramp. That's a regular.
Why wouldn't I be doing that? I'm a wide receiver in the NFL.
After leading the police on a high-speed chase.
And then
he claims that that's not his car.
And then the day he goes to court, that day, or was it the next day?
The next day, after he pleads guilty to that charge, this is about a month or so later,
fills up a blunt with weed and gets his car washed and starts smoking weed at a car wash.
Some ununiformed cops, undercover cops, find him and arrest him again. Which, by the way, that's where you want to be high, at your car wash.
Yeah. With people talking loudly on their cell phones with no regard for anyone else around.
I've told you about my car. I think I've even spoken about my car wash over in Los Feliz, the one that I go to. The most ridiculous display of products I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, I get like air fresheners and cell phone jacks and stuff like that.
Randy, I even get the Ed Hardy floor mats.
I get it. I'm not supportive of it, but I get it.
When you want to make it look like a Russian clown threw up on the floor of your car,
you get an Ed Hardy floor mat for your car.
That's it.
Jay, at my car wash, they've got Italian loafers.
Why not?
Why not? Shoes. I need some nice shoes. Italian loafers. They've got 3-foot graphics bongs, which again would be perfect for Kenny Britt.
Of course.
He could have just brought the weed. He didn't even have to bring a blunt. He didn't have to go to the trouble of rolling it.
That's right.
Chinese throwing stars. Weaponry. My guess is the person who designed or shops for all the products or does all the inventory, do they expect one person to come in, get their Ford Explorer detailed, and while they're there, I'll take some air freshener, get some corn nuts, I do need a new pair of shoes, and then I've got to get really high and start throwing weapons at people.
I got to throw these Chinese stars.
This is my one-stop shop right here.
Oh, thank God this place is here. What else am I going to do?
I mean, the fact that Kenny Britt, the day after he pleads guilty in court to the ridiculous charge of leading the police on a wild goose chase and then walking away from his car and claiming it wasn't his, he then gets arrested again.
So he's basically taking breaking the law to a new level. I mean, even Marvin Harrison was like, you got to behave better at a car wash.
He even has guidelines at his car wash. Right. Lenny Dykstra was like,
deal with the car wash is better. Know who you are.
This is a car. Lenny Dykstra was like, this is a car wash. This isn't your living room.
Let's have some decorum.
When Lenny Dykstra is telling you how to behave.
All right, so here's what happened with Pac-Man, if we can get into it for a second.
We'll start it, and then we'll pick it up after the break.
The man was at a bar, waving his arms wildly and being loud, which I guess I get. Okay, throwing money at a stripper.
Throwing money at a stripper, and then when she bends down to pick it up and you shoot at her, that's called making it rain.
That's making it rain.
So I guess
I think just throwing the money is
throwing the arm money, like throwing the dollar bills up in the air.
Waving your arms wildly and being loud, is that making it windy? What is that?
It's got to be a weather reference.
It has to connect to weather.
I guess making it hail is when you take a bunch of diamonds and throw it in a baby's face.
I think making it sleet is when you pee outside.
It involves urination in the winter months.
Yeah.
Making it snow, of course, going clubbing with Kate Moss.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all. So that's what he was doing. And then the police came. They asked him to leave. He was making it windy in the club.
Making it windy with a little bit of thunder.
Making it windy with a little bit of thunder up in the club. They asked him to leave. He would not leave. They called the cops. The cops come, and of course, he resists arrest. Because I feel like
resisting arrest is the new DUI for athletes. We get
it really is.
We understand that.
It really is. He resisted arrest, and then he got arrested. I feel like, you got to take a page out of Kenny Britt's book.
He's becoming like the Bill Bradley or like the George Mikan of breaking the law.
George Mikan was great a long time ago, but honestly, if George Mikan came in the lane against Dwight Howard, he would get stuffed every single time. Dwight Howard would literally send him back to Minnesota.
Dwight Howard would stand flat-footed and stuff him and then laugh. And you'd be like, George Mikan, you were great. What are you, 6'8"?
It's honestly like asking Superman to fight Jimmy Olsen. Who's going to win?
Olsen could get in a few punches.
Olsen would get in a spat here or there.
He could get in a few jacks, but you know what? You're not going to win.
You are not going to win that. You're not going to win that. So what we have developed and designed in the absence of the actual NFL, although they will get back. I believe there'll be a season this year. But we have designed the Fantasy Lockout League because we're huge. We like fantasy football.
And this will work for the NBA when the NBA loses its season.
A Fantasy Lockout League, and we award points for any infractions.
Because we said this before, rich athletes with a ton of time and nothing to do, it's like releasing a ton of James Bond villains out into the world.
They're going to do some crazy stuff.
They're going to get shark grottos.
Killer whale grottos.
They're going to do some amazing things.
So it's part of the Fantasy Lockout League. Kenny Britt is just dominating our Fantasy Lockout League. Pac-Man Jones, you got to get back in it.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break right now.
We're going to tell you when we come back from this break.
Pac-Man, we're going to give you advice as to how you can step your game up. This is the Sunset, or this is the Babies, right?
Yeah, Babies, the song is Sunset. We're the Sklar Brothers. We're so excited that you're joining us today. All-Star Tuesday.
Got Bruce Jenner coming up, Ricky Henderson, Kevin Love, and, of course, Tiger Woods. Stay with us. Great show today. We're glad you're with us. Sklar Brothers filling in for Jim Rome.
You're listening to The Jim Rome Show.
Smoke.
They smoke?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they're bad. And you know what? They taught a dog to smoke.
I just love
that. That was Connor. Connor, they taught a dog to smoke. Unbelievable. That was Hawk and Son.
That's the group.
The name of the song was Aviator. Those guys sent in that song to our podcast, Sklar Bro Country, which, by the way, if you like what we're doing here and you like what we do on this show, go listen to it. Sklar Bro Country. It's our podcast once a week.
It was inspired by us doing this show, filling in on the show.
Free on iTunes. If listen to the episode with Jay Stu and Kyle Brandt on the show, or go back and listen to the Jay Moore episode. Two very great episodes that we had on our podcast. Let's read some emails.
Let's do it.
And some tweets. I got an email here. Dear Sklarky Sklark Wahlberg, even though those dudes from Brazil needed to mix in some, even I thought those dudes from Brazil needed to mix in some Mary Kay and a comb. Regards, Arancha Sanchez Vicario.
Hey, easy on her.
Craig in Tampa. Wore Brian Dennehy wearing a celebrity Big Montana eating contest.
And we talked about that, by the way. I know soccer's taboo in the jungle. We get that. We understand. But
I'm going to say that was one of the most amazing games I've ever seen of any sport. And anybody who tries to deny it, you are just flat. You're lying to yourself. You're like Conor. You're like telling me it's Conor when really it's
two
Conor.
ends make it Conor.
We know it's Conor. So don't even step to us with that, because I was watching like ESPN did their sort of
top 10 dramatic moments.
And there's no way, and I don't know if it was before or after. Was Buckner before or after it?
I think Buckner was after it.
I just feel like they put the women's that victory. Whoever's going to put Buckner ahead of that is just flat out wrong, because that was a mistake that the ball went through Buckner's legs. And the Red Sox weren't playing with 8 players.
No.
For like the last 6 innings. So it was truly, and everybody.
And I think what's even more amazing about that game was that Brazil fields a team of ladies. Brazil.
This is Brazil. I mean, you can't.
And not one of them is attractive. Brazil. You could throw a cat in Sao Paulo. And you couldn't throw a cat and not hit a hot chick.
And these are the women that you're fielding? Come on.
There's got to be some hot women who play soccer. I mean, be like the Russian team that's playing in bikinis just to bring people back out to the games.
You got to do that.
FC, I don't know, Rusalinka?
I'm just saying that this is the other thing that all the Brazil coverage afterwards was just talking about. I know Hope Solo was on the show yesterday.
It's Salo.
It's
Connor.
It's Connor. C-O-N-N-O-R.
That's Connor, dude. That Hope Solo, all the coverage in the Brazilian press was that how hot she was. Of course, standing next to Marta. And I tweeted this. I said that loss was so devastating for Brazil that most of those female players are now going to have to start using their last names.
Marta Berkowitz.
Sklar Barks.
Do you think that when David Cohn's teammates were feeling particularly chummy, they would call him the Coner?
Hey, Battle of the Networks.
That was Matt in Seatown.
Battle of the Networks, Sklars. Did you say yesterday was Anticlimactic Monday? That's one of our best songs. Yours, The Bengals. Warmest regards, Dave in St. Louis, non-hunter.
Thank you. Sklar Bros.
Just another anticlimactic Monday.
Couldn't agree with you more. Joe Jonas is a maniac. Signed, Mark Madsen. Guy can dance. Wore a call from the corner.
Sklark.
Dan in Louisville.
Sklark Voorhees. Joey Bat's poor showing last night was the worst thing for Blue Jays baseball since my retirement. Love, wait for it, Rance Mullenix.
Of course.
Mike and the K-Sizzle. Wouldn't be a show without it.
Guys got to work it in somehow. I wonder if he has those backed up.
And that's what Joe Jonas said.
Mm-hmm. Sklart your engines. I bet Stonners love your car wash. Sincerely, Sean Connery. War of the Tribe. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to read that in any other way, not in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. War of the Tribe. So he's basically saying war Jews.
Thank you.
When you're waving your arms and yelling, it's called making it thunder, Trevor in Vegas. Thank you. We said that.
Someone said throwing pennies at a stripper is making it hail.
Someone told me that Kirstie Alley can make it hail.
Let's get back to Pac-Man Jones.
All right, here's our suggestions, buddy.
No. Pac-Man Jones, we got to say, in the video, in his mugshot, he was wearing a neck brace.
From what?
What? Why was he wearing the neck brace? I'm just happy he wasn't wearing one of those 1980s soft neck braces.
What do those do?
You know the soft neck brace in the 80s? What? That was literally...
It was like a notch above a turtleneck.
I would say it's on par with a turtleneck as far as bracing your neck.
That's not going to stabilize it. That's like putting an ace bandage on a broken leg.
That is some Brady Bunch courtroom nonsense if I've ever heard it. Yeah. You know if Pac-Man Joe's in the courtroom with that thing on, someone's going to try and throw a book on the ground behind him just to make him turn around real fast.
I would. Look, here's the rule. Pac-Man, if you're up in the club, you want to make it windy and thunder, you got to be wearing one of those Auburn University linebackers neck rolls.
That's it. Or you're going to be hurting.
That's what you got to do.
Look, I don't want to keep coming back to Kenny Britt, but dude is masterful.
Yeah.
He's just masterful.
We told you all the things that he did.
All right. Let's take a look at what happened to Pac-Man and see how he could have done things a little bit differently.
Yeah, all right. Here's a new way.
And reclaim the glory. I mean, he was at the top of everyone's fantasy lockout league before this. So how does he reclaim? Like, you were asking, who's the guy you want to sort of be your man to take you to the promised land as far as these things go? He was the man. All right, so Pac-Man, you're chilling in a downtown Cincinnati club. You decide it's time to get nuts. And you just flip a switch and
switch is on.
Here we go. Here we go.
It's go time. So you start making it windy, and the cops show up.
Now here's where you twist it.
You got to twist it right here.
Cops ask you to leave. You pee on the floor.
Make it sleep.
Then you drop a gun out of nowhere. It goes off.
Make it thunder.
Then you head to the roof with your buddy's friend's brother who happens to be a little person. He's a midget.
Fine.
You proceed to go up on the roof and dangle the midget over the side like you're Michael Jackson at a hotel in Berlin, making everybody sweat.
In other words, making it humid.
You got to get creative, dog.
That's it. Now you've bumped it up. You've added several points.
I'm going to say
those are fantasy lockout points each move.
Afterwards, you do the Real Sports interview follow-up with Bryant Gumbel. And the interview's going fine.
Where literally in that interview, you claim you were nowhere near that club that night.
And then when he says, we actually have security video, you cold cock Gumbel in the face.
You got to get creative.
I feel like competition has risen around you, Pac-Man.
We said this before. George Mike and what? You're Bill Bradley. You're Bill Bradley and trying to be a center in this fantasy lockout league, and you just can't do it.
I have a suggestion, Jay. Pac-Man Jones, go to brunch with Albert Hainsworth.
Try that.
Go to a hotel restaurant.
On the way to the hotel restaurant,
you get in a road rage incident.
Fine. Then at the meal,
if you go to a meal with Albert Hainsworth, you are going to wind up sexually harassing a waitress. I'm telling you, just by paying for the check.
We don't want to tell you what to do. We know you do. You know what you're doing. But
we know that we don't want to tell you how to do what you do best.
But you're getting lapped.
Resisting arrest is the new DUI. We said it. It's like an iPhone to NFL players. Everybody's got one now.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody who's anybody's got one.
Mm-hmm.
Just ask Heinz Ward.
Yeah.
Did he get a DUI or he just failed a sobriety test? I don't know if he actually got the DUI. It's going to court.
It's going to court.
I want to take a phone call.
Let's do a quick call.
Drew in Kansas City. Let's talk about the Derby, because are you as upset about it as we are?
I was a little bit upset about it, but I have a suggestion. Next year it's coming to our hometown, and I have a suggestion on how to spice it up just a little bit.
Let's hear it.
Well, I don't know if you're familiar with Kauffman Stadium, being from St. Louis, but
wow.
There's a Denny's strategically placed just beyond the outfield wall.
Are you talking? Grand Slam breakfast?
them aluminum. Mm-hmm. Instead of the State Farm gold balls, we're going to make them just that off yellow that the Denny's sign turns into.
Sure. Yeah.
Those balls, when they're blasted, if it hits the Denny's, then the little children that are sitting next to the batters, they get a free Grand Slam breakfast, and give them the gift of indigestion.
I agree.
God bless. That's right.
It's not a bad idea. I'm going to tell you, the aluminum bat is something that not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I bet if we got the aluminum bat, Matt Kemp would still say it was difficult.
3 home runs.
What kind of a lineup is that? Was the problem? They let dudes pick it. Like next year, is it going to be all right? So Robinson Cano is going to be like, I want David Eckstein.
No.
What is going on?
I want Tom Lawless from the Cardinals in the 80s.
Thanks, Drew. Addison's been on the line for a while. Addison, how are you? Are you happy with the first half of the baseball season this year?
I'm rather happy. First of all, I wanted to give a hearty Henderson to you, and appreciate your podcast. It's fantastic.
Thanks, man. Henderson, right back to you.
People always say how boring, in the middle of the season is. It's boring. But you really look at it, and there's a 4-way race in the Central where your beloved Cards are.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland doing great, as you've talked about with that Grand Slam the other day.
Mm-hmm.
The Diamondbacks, who saw that coming? I know Bob Gibson out there, but I was like, yeah. So it's really interesting, and I'm really tired of hearing how boring it is out there in baseball when it's really not. I wanted to also ask when you're coming to Missouri again, Louis, Mizzou. We'd love to have you. Huge following there, and War Mogwai. Steel Fon's Magic Fingers, and I'm out.
Nice.
Thanks, buddy.
You dropped a couple of spelling bee references.
You did.
Right there.
I like it.
Wendy Guay.
Not sure when we're going to be back performing in St. Louis.
We might go to a theater in Springfield at the Gilloy's Theater there, but thank you very much. I think it's been an exciting first half of the year as well.
Yeah, it's a good time for baseball right now. As long as you're not a Pujols fan.
Or as long as you're not a Yankee fan who's calling for Jeter to take himself out of the lineup. Dear Conor Sklarth, what's the big deal with the dude who caught the ball last night? Jumping in a hot tub with half-naked hotties is called Thursday to me. Regards, Matt Leinart. War Joey Chestnut training Philip Seymour Hoffman to keep America on top of the eating world. I think it's Pat Bertoletti. Deep Dish is going to be the next. He's the heir apparent.
Deep Dish made a run this year.
He made a run deep.
It's like when someone makes a really good album, but it's not the perfect album yet, but they have the perfect
You're like,
album.
the next one coming out is going to be, they're going to put it all together. They're going to get with the Dust Brothers and put it together.
They've got pieces. He had pieces. He had flashes of brilliance. He hung with Chestnut.
Yes, he did.
Dear Sklar Bros, what time do you want Ricky to call into your show today? Sincerely, Ricky. I'm excited. I want to hear all about that. War Ricky Cleats.
I'm going to refer to myself as Randy Sklar when I'm interviewing him.
I love the dude, and I love that the dude wanted to come on while we were on.
love that he Cadillac'd a little bit on the home run yesterday. We were talking about that, me and Jay Stu. He Cadillac'd a little bit.
Why not?
Not too much.
But sometimes you got to send a message to the Jonas Brothers.
Look,
I don't want any of the rest of you trying to come into this
Exactly. Game. One Jonas is enough.
That's right. J&R, you finally got me. I'm finally coming to the dark side. I am streaming indie. Foster the People, Danger Mouse, Cake, Black Keys. Leo Toga!
What?
Leo Toga!
Is that a conversion? That's like a Mark III conversion band.
Is this really him?
If it's really him, that's unbelievable. If we can then turn... we're never going to turn Paul Beanie, but if we can turn Leo Toga...
He's trying.
The dark side, we got him back. Let's take a break.
Let's do it.
Let's take a break. We come back. We're going to talk about Garvey.
Nothing loves a good Garvey fail more than us.
Garvey is, I feel like he's one step away from just doing something really crazy. I mean, someone's going to have to just watch him. Someone's going to have to be on, not suicide watch, but the crazy watch.
Some crazy watch. Crazy watch.
All right, Leo Toga, this is for you, a little Decemberist. Another sort of, this is from the middle. We'll ease you into the darker stuff.
Yeah, this is in the foyer of the building of indie rock.
All right, first half of the first hour is down. Again, second hour, we've got, the top of the second hour, we got Ricky Henderson and Kevin Love. And then in the third hour, we got Tiger Woods and Bruce Jenner. You are going to want to stay and listen to this show. Sklar Brothers filling in for Jim Rome on the Premier Radio Networks.
You're listening to The Jim Rome Show. Andy and Jason Sklar on Premier Radio Networks.
All right, back to top billing, Jay. That's the way it goes. Welcome back. You got some tweets. Sklar Brothers filling in for Jim Rome, end of hour 2. End of hour 1. Top of hour 2, Ricky Henderson and Kevin Love on the phone. Not together. Although that would be great.
That would be fantastic.
Just Kevin Love referring to Ricky Henderson as Ricky Henderson, and Ricky Henderson referring to Ricky Henderson as Ricky Henderson.
This is from @RandyWalters319 on our Twitter feed. By the way, follow us @Sklar Brothers.
And tweet us. We will read your tweets.
Like right now, @RandyWalters319. Sure, it's pronounced Coner. Just ask Colin Powell.
Perfect.
I read it like that. Perfect. I don't know if he intended
Perfect.
it like that. This is from Mark in Boston, @Mark in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
@Sklar Brothers, do you want my lake or what? Jason Voorhees. Signed Jason Voorhees. And this is from our buddy Matt and the Fred from Colorado. @Sklar Brothers, peeing on the floor of a strip club is so immature. Signed Najee Davenport.
Stop it.
War bums using fruit by the foot as a bow tie. That's all in a tweet, brothers. Send it to us.
140 characters. Car wash. I know that exact car wash at Vermont and Hollywood. I think the clones think you're kidding, but I go there every time. The wife asks me to pick up some nunchucks, incense, and ShamWows. Aaron by the reservoir. Wore only 5 months to the Festival of Lights. That's a good point. You do know. He knows I'm not joking. That is for real.
You're not making that up just for a bit. When we come on the show, this is life.
I would like a bit of honey.
Mm-hmm.
I love that thing. A bit of honey.
Not a bit of actual honey.
I want a bit of honey.
Bit o' honey,
and a saber. Can I get both of those?
Yes, you can.
And a machete.
Yes, you can. Sklars, I was throwing my hands in the air and waving them like I just did care. Yours, Pac-Man. Blaze. Casey.
Hey, Sklar Search. Sorry, guys. No time to respond to that shout-out. I have tickets to the Con & Crow /Matchbox/20, Matchbox20/Third Eye Blind /Candlebox Mega Show at the county fair tonight. I'm on my way there to get to the front row. Warmest regards, Paul Benny. Dave in St. Louis, non-hunter.
This is from...
That would be a sick show.
That would be a sick show.
I know the guy who was the guitarist in...
I knew the drummer.
From Matchbox 20.
I did.
And this is a separate thing of knowing both of those people.
And they're great dudes. Could not be cooler dudes, great musicians.
But isn't it a little bit weird that randomly on our own we both know two people who are in Matchbox 20?
Yeah, it's weird.
It's a little bit weird.
Considering our taste, it's weird. Hey, you know what's not weird? Garvey getting fired.
Garvey, you know we love it when Garvey fails.
It's Schadenfreude 101 for us.
So this weekend when we learned that he was fired, the Dodgers fired Garvey, it was a warning to all future Garvey employees. We're talking gardeners, roofers, babysitters, plumbers.
At some point, he will lecture you about fiscal responsibility.
And then he'll bounce a couple of checks to you.
Which he allegedly did to, was it a nanny or
nanny? Babysitter, nanny.
So get ready for that fun, especially now that he's out of work.
For those of you who don't know, Garvey was working in the front office, marketing and community relations for the Dodgers.
That's so weird, because I actually would have thought he would have been team father.
Mm-hmm.
Folks.
Apparently he's been talking to the press and letting them know that he was getting together a group to make a bid for the Dodgers.
And that apparently rubbed the McCourts the wrong way.
And Garvey's had experience rubbing people the wrong way, just as his first wife.
And his second wife.
And his nannies.
Folks!
Garvey seemed a little surprised that he got canned. He was definitely surprised.
Like when he was surprised that he had knocked up 3 women at the same time.
It's not that hard to figure out, Garvs.
You can't really handle the marketing and community relations for an organization, Randy,
while you trash the place and saying that you're going to take it over and make it better.
Right.
With your rich friends.
Even Tom Cruise's sister would take time out of steering her brother's career onto the jagged edges of a cliff to say that's a conflict of interest.
You can't feel bad for the McCourts, though, because they are doing a great job of working to make Garvey seem like a saint here. They're doing a fantastic job. They bankrupted the team.
They're bouncing checks like they're Garvey,
like they're Garvey, essentially.
I mean, they owe Vince Scully $152K.
How do you owe that guy money? That's like UCLA owing John Wooden money a few years ago. Like you just don't bounce a check to
you don't bounce a check. You don't bounce checks to an old guy. You don't put him on the IOU system.
You can't do the "I'll get you next time," Vince Scully, because there may not be a next time.
Guy's old.
How can the McCourts owe Vince Scully money?
How can they owe the money while Jamie McCourt still has a personal driver
who ran over someone on the way to court this past summer in divorce proceedings?
Yeah, I remember that
last summer.
They still owe Manny $20 million plus.
Do you know how much You know how many estrogen pills that is? $20 million worth of estrogen pills.
That's at least one cabinet full.
They still owe Ishii $3.4 million. The man hasn't pitched since 2004.
That's honestly owing that dude.
Owing $3.4 million to Ishii is like, that's like
having to make like 4 final payments on your Laserdisc player.
just money down the toilet right there.
Just makes
Never
no
going to
sense.
get that technology back.
Nope.
$3.4 million? That's more money than Lenny Dykstra will ever see again in his lifetime. Let's just think about that.
Unless, Randy, he starts robbing car washes.
Which I would not put it past him to do, Jay.
He could do it.
Silver lining here, Jay. Mm-hmm. Now that Garvey's out of work, maybe he'll have more time to plan his celebrity putt-putt weekend.
I would go to that, by the way, if he asked
If he
us.
invited us, we'd be like, we're in.
Okay, I don't even have to
He
go.
would say, would you guys? And we're like, in.
I don't even have to go. I just want to make the guest list. That's it. I want to make the celebrity guest list for the Garvey weekend.
Earl from Toshiba will be there, no doubt, and have 5 different hats to mess with continuity.
And I'll have to hold a Blue Marlin the entire time.
Melissa Rivers will not only be there, she'll find a way, even though it will be videotaped, not for air.
Not for air.
Network.
No. Not for broadcast.
She'll include it on her IMDb page, Melissa Rivers. Cheech.
I bring Cheech. How fun is it to hang with Cheech and listen to people be like, hey, it's the dude from Nash Bridges? That's funny.
You will not hear that a lot, I'm just going to tell you, but you will hear that a couple times.
The guy who was the voice of the doctor who was a necklace on Buck Rogers.
He's a good pull. That is a good
We're
celebrity
obsessed
pull.
with that dude, but I'm telling you that dude, that's a good
He's
pull.
a putt-putt wizard, Jay. How about the Can You Hear Me Now guy? In
Verizon, in character?
costume and in character, and ironically barely audible. Mm-hmm. You won't be able to hear him now.
Ghost of Steve Howe?
For ghost hookers and blow? Why not?
Mm-hmm.
The Octomom, just to keep Garvey busy.
Drummer from the Spin Doctors?
Although that is not confirmed yet. That is not confirmed.
We're still out
we
to
can
him.
throw it out there. Offer is still out on the table.
Jazzy Jeff.
He is already confirmed.
He confirmed without us even
Confirmed
asking.
that quickly. And of course, your master of ceremonies, our good buddy Michael Florwax, rising comedian.
Primed for a comeback, Waxy Lou.
Is it called a comeback if you never really came the first time? That's my question, Jay.
Just ask Garvey's wife.
Folks. I feel like the Garvey firing may have to do with how inflated his salary had become.
Yeah.
He likes to think the ski trips with Stein Erickson to Park City.
The Lost Weekend with Gil Gerard.
That can only be written off as a business trip for so long, Garvey.
Yeah, the Dodgers are broke.
Lost weekends with Gil Gerard.
There you go.
There's a whole month of them.
Who are they going to get to replace Garvey?
I believe Ron Say is available.
I think he's doing that job, by the way.
When he's not performing as a penguin at kids' parties, he is available.
Like, I bet when March of the Penguins came out, Say got some work.
He definitely got some work.
Got some work here and there.
You know, he was playing Mr. Mom for about 8 years for a while.
Not in like a stage production of Mr.
No, he was
Mom.
just like taking care of his kids.
He was.
In the same way that male penguins in the South Pole nest on the egg. They're the ones who take care of the egg. He was just fulfilling his innermost intrinsic role. That's what Say was doing.
I wonder when Say, if when Say walks around and in life, Morgan Freeman narrates his life. Do you think that happens?
And I'm going to say when Morgan Freeman walks around in life.
Who narrates his life?
Rick Monday. Wow. From the grave. All right, let's take a break.
Rick Monday's not dead, Randy. He is not dead yet.
And yet the voiceover is coming from the grave. I don't understand it.
Because he likes to hang at cemeteries. People don't know that about Rick Monday.
All right, we're going to take a break. This is John Prine, right?
Sure is.
Oh, so good, John Prine. Kind of little Dylan-y from back in that time.
But I love this album, and there's a song on this album that was used in Big Fan, our movie that our buddy
Great
Patton Oswalt.
sports movie, Patton Oswalt. Very. If you like the
wrestler.
clones and sklones, and if you like the wrestler and you like the culture of sports,
It was very much an homage to the Jim Rome show. I felt like that movie was. It was fantastic.
All right, when we come back, short segment, and then top of hour 2, Ricky Henderson and Kevin Love. I'm very excited. We are so happy to be here today, and this thing is flying by. Sklar Brothers filling in for Jim Rome on the Premier Radio Networks.
Down in the cocoa ground. No, I'm gonna have them cut me up and pass me all around.
You're listening to the Jim Rome Show.
Hurricane and the blind can have my eyes. And the deaf can take both of my ears if they don't mind the sound.
Top of the hour, Ricky Henderson.
And Kevin Love got some emails
And
here.
if you know our podcast, Scarborough Country, you know our obsession with the word Henderson.
Garvey, Steve, you are the father. Maury Povich, Jason in Tampa.
Andrew, you are not the father.
Oh, my God. We got to cut that. We got to cut it.
And you got to see the visual of that in Bridesmaids.
Dear Sklar Brothers, I love Garvey during Thanksgiving. Regards, Skillet Eatmore Hoffman.
There you go.
Hat in L.A. War bums using skull lids as cucumbers for Sunday.
One more at Sklar Brothers, Matt and the Fred. Hey, Super Sklar Brothers, if Jamie McCord has driver problems, she can send them my way. Yours, Jason Williams, War Henderson.
Randy Walters, 319. At Randy Walters, 319. Where's that state fair? 1994. Stepping his game up.
Follow us on Twitter at Sklar Brothers.
Kevin Love, Country.
And then check out his podcast. He's got a new one.
More stories. I have a little tweet here, and then we got Kevin Love on the line. I'm so excited. This is from a great van. At Sklar Brothers, if anyone starts tossing those throwing stars around at the car wash, better hope I'm there with my gloves. Sincerely, Steve Garvey. There's a clip of him in an old show.
I think this is, you can find it through our, at earwolf.com where our podcast
Chinese
is.
throwing star, he catches in his glove and then throws a baseball at somebody's head and the guy falls in the pool. Hilarious.
Brilliant move.
Speaking of hilarious, Kevin Love was hilarious in our web series Back on Tops in the premiere episode, which you can find at mydamnchannel.com.
And he was just a pup at the time. He was like 18.
He was young, and yet he improv'd very well. Kevin Love, welcome to the program. It's nice to talk to you.
Hey, it's good to talk to you guys again. Yeah, I remember I was getting something out of the ceiling for you guys, and I was so young at the time. I was still wearing my UCLA practice jersey. So.
That's all you could wear. That's all you could wear. I think it was right before the draft.
No, you had a great ad lib. You were going pro, and we were like, we're like, congratulations on going pro, and you're like, it's been a long time coming. One season in college.
One season. It's been a long time
that
coming.
Was fantastic. That was a whole lot of fun.
Dude, well, it's great. And you're, by the way, also showing some humor in the promo for the ESPYs. Fantastic with Clay Matthews. That was great.
Yeah, it's definitely been a lot of fun. And Blake Griffin and myself, we actually shot some stuff that'll run during the ESPYs as well. So definitely excited to see that. And I'm also presenting, which I'm very excited for. So.
Awesome.
It'll be a long week at ESPYs, but sure enough, a lot of fun.
Is it like when you're a funny guy and an athlete, do people then start seeking you out to do stuff? They just know that you can hang, so they're like, we want to use you?
I mean, I guess around my friends I'm a funny guy, but to me, I just don't take myself too seriously and just go out there and have fun with it. I mean, hanging around you guys is kind of the same way. So I guess if they want to keep throwing stuff at me, I'll keep trying new endeavors. Why not, right?
It's a great attitude to have. And I mean, do you feel like you have that attitude a little bit on the court? I mean, let's talk about this last season. The ramp up to it and playing in the Olympics, and then that experience, and then carrying over into last season. That was a pretty epic season for you. Can we?
Not the Olympics, man. Not the
Olympics. I'm sorry, but that was a pretty epic season for you.
It definitely was. The World Championships. Leading up to the season was just fantastic. As far as getting my confidence right for the season ahead and being able to play around those caliber guys like Russell Westbrook, who is my roommate in college, Kevin Durant, who's the youngest all-time scoring champ. You got Derrick Rose, who's the MVP this season, all the way through guys like Andre Iguodala and veterans like Chauncey Billups, Lamar Odom, Tyson Chandler. I mean, just guys that have kind of been there and done that. Just learning from them leading into this season really helped me, and kind of was a spark plug for me, going forward and leading into this off season as well.
It's amazing. I mean, you were the double king. The fact that you had 30 rebounds in a game is insane.
What was that night like? Was it just, were you like you weren't even thinking about it? You looked up at the scoreboard and you're like, wait, I have 30?
I wasn't really even thinking about it. I remember at halftime, I wasn't having the best game, and I just, kept telling the guys, hey guys, something's got to give. And when we were playing the Knicks at home at the Target Center in Minneapolis, and we just, kept our run going in the second half. And at one point, I looked up in the third quarter, and I was like, dang, I got 20 rebounds, 20 plus rebounds. So that just
it's amazing.
Kept accumulating, and just got in a great rhythm, offensive and defensively on the boards, and also was putting up some points and getting to the free throw line as well. And at the end of the game, I looked up, and there it was, 31 and 31. So it was a pretty exciting night for me.
Now, if you were at 29, were you going to pull a Ricky Davis and just shoot on your own basket?
Shoot it on the old basket.
Shoot on your own basket and be like, I got it, guys, I got it.
No, it's just one of those times in sports where it all just seems to work out for you, and that was one of those nights, and I was lucky enough to have one.
Here's why I loved it, because Now, granted, you coming out of college and throughout the tournament in your freshman year at UCLA, the big thing that there were whole packages surrounding the fact that you could make like a wicked outlet pass from a rebound. You could just like throw it the length. This guy can throw it the length of the court. It was like 18 different shots of you getting the rebound and then throwing it the length of the court. I love that that was sort of dispelled with the fact that you were just a menace in the NBA. So you kind of broke out from that. You broke out from that.
Yeah, I finally broke out. I mean, there were so many YouTube and YouTube videos of that people started focusing on that. But that's totally fine with me. If they forget about other parts of my game, I'm gonna make them pay. So that's kind of the way I look at it.
All right, I know we only have a few more minutes here. We got a couple things I want to get to. But are you nervous that there's not going to be an NBA season this year? I mean,
are you going to Israel to play?
Yeah, are you going to play?
No, I'm not too nervous. One thing that I'm just going to continue to do, like most players I feel should, is just continue to work. I mean, just treat it like any other off season, and kind of have the mindset that players are made in the summer, and that's kind of how I'm going to approach this summer. And the only thing that's tough about it is we don't know when the lockout is going to end. It's also a very touchy subject, and it's going to be kind of a little different, tapering yourself off at a certain time, because usually you start going a lot harder in the month of August, and then when you're heading back early September, mid-September, you really start to try to peak when you get into training camp. So now we kind of have to figure out what we're going to do in that regard.
It's a bit of a guessing game as far as that is concerned. Let's talk about the Timberwolves. I mean, the news coming down that Kurt Rambis is let go or fired. I know you guys didn't always see eye to eye, and it was rumored for weeks. Was it a surprise to you, or what's going through your mind when you hear that news?
Well, I didn't really know what to expect. It was kind of a situation where he was in limbo for quite a while. But I definitely respect Kurt. He's been around, winning for a long time with the Lakers, and as a player and as a coach. So, he's definitely a player's coach, a guy that a lot of people got along with, and I wish the best for him for here on out.
And I feel like at this point he went from the horn rim glasses to the frameless glasses. He's going to have to go to contacts at this point if he wants.
And then LASIK, and then he won't even be recognizable.
And then he might just start to do commercials for Pearl Vision Center.
Maybe.
Look, that's what he can do in the meantime.
It might not be a bad look for him.
It might not be a bad look for him. Well, you got a lot of young guys there. And it's like when they talk about the things in the lockout, the fact that there are contentious things about potentially contracting the league, does that upset you? And you're like, all right, wait a minute, stop talking about contracting Minnesota here.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that you try to not think about. It's something that you don't want to see happening. But, the owners are going to want what's best for them. And, we're, as players and as the NBAPA, we're going to want what's best for us. So we just try to we're trying to work this thing out as best we can. We're kind of seeing the path that football's, the groundwork that they're laying down for us as far as the lockout goes. And, we'll kind of see, from here on out how it's going to play. But, like I mentioned, it's going to be very tough to, see kind of where to taper off and play the waiting game, for the next few months.
All right, well, good luck. I really do. I love the NBA, and I actually I love the regular season. I love it all. So I definitely don't want to see you guys miss any games. Let's talk briefly about the Gatorade High School Athlete of the Year Award, which you're going to take part in Hollywood with some other great names, Matthew Stafford, Lisa Leslie. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, Gatorade, they're in their 26th year of honoring the National Player of the Year. And today they'll be honoring a male and female Gatorade Athlete of the Year award, which is actually the ninth time they've done that. And, the past winners, I'll name a few basketball players because that's what I'm partial to. It's on the male side, you have Dwight Howard, Greg Oden.
Who's he?
Just kidding.
LeBron James.
Who?
Of course, yours truly, Kevin Love.
Kevin Love, master of the outlet pass.
Took his talents to Minnetonka.
Right, and then on the female side, Candace Parker, Tina Charles, and one of my favorite, Maya Moore, playing for the Lynx. So definitely have to give it up for her. So.
I love her. She's got
phenomenal
mad ups. I love it. Well, so you're going to be a part of that, and great thing that they're doing to honor these kids, and good stuff they're doing for the community as well. So, hey, man, good luck. I'm going to say I hope that the lockout is not prolonged. Have fun at the ESPYs. Be funny. Just be yourself.
Be yourself. You are funny.
Be yourself. I love it.
Be yourself, and we'll get you on our podcast at some point, and just hope we get a chance to see you soon. Thanks so much, Kevin Love.
Cool. Sounds great, guys. Thanks for having me.
Kevin Love. Love the guy. Great dude. Comes from an entertainment family.
Yeah. uncle, Beach Boy.
His uncle was a Beach Boy. And go back and listen to the Beach Boys. I'm telling you, it's like really...
Pet Sounds.
I feel like it's like Kevin Love's game. You know it's good, but then the more you start to analyze it, the better it gets.
Yeah. He's a guy...
You start to find little things that Kevin Love does on the court, and you're like, wait a minute.
He's a guy who he's got the right attitude, he's got the skills, and he's going to be great.
All right, let's take a break, because in a couple minutes, Ricky Henderson. Very excited. How do you like that?
Love it. This is yuck.
This is yuck. They're not yucky.
No.
I love these guys. We played a yuck song on the last show, Georgia.
This song's Get Away.
Love it. We'll be back with Ricky Henderson in a couple of minutes. Stay with us. Sklar Brothers filling in for Jim Rome.
You're listening to The Jim Rome Show.
The Bjorn Borg of indie rock.
He is the Bjorn Borg of indie rock.
Just watching that footage is insane.
I saw the footage of the guy going over the railing who had already caught 3 balls in the home run derby.
He wanted a 4th. Nothing greedy about that. Let me stand up on this unstable table and then...
Ball 20 feet.
I mean, come on.
Ridiculous.
In light of what happened, that tragedy, why would you do that?
Sklar Brothers here, filling in for Jim Rome. Jay Moore for the rest of the week. Want to thank Jay Stu and David Whelan. Alan Tuzinski.
The Troy Tulowitzki.
I'm going to cover myself and say David Whelan.
We've gotten some great tweets. We are at Sklar Brothers. I want to break 135,000.
We're going to break 135K today with you. We're waiting for Ricky to call in, and when he does, we'll take the call. But read some tweets, Jay.
Lewis and Sklark. This is from Mark in Boston again. Resisting arrest and wearing a neck brace in a mugshot is a new way of being rebellion. Signed, Pac-Man.
It is a new way of being rebellion.
Roger said he didn't want me in the strip club. I was like, well, I don't think nothing wrong with going to the strip club. It ain't no sin to go to the strip club. You know, I was just being rebellion. You know, it's a bad decision. Period, point blank. It was one of the dumbest decisions I ever made.
That and wearing a neck brace and making it windy.
Making it windy up in the club.
That might have taken over as the new bad decision.
It might be. Don't know.
I'm not sure. But you know what? I'm loving the tweets. You guys are bringing the tweet heat. It's really fun.
Bringing the tweet heat. Like we said, Bruce Jenner.
Yeah, Jenner will be here hour 3, which I'm excited about.
Here's what I'm excited about, Jay. A Hall of Famer, an actual true Hall of Famer, is about to join us in the Sklungle right now.
I'm very excited. I've been a fan since we were kids. Had his rookie card.
His rookie card for us was the crowning achievement of our card collection, which we then sold
to fix our car when you drove over the median.
I drove the car over in a median, and we had to sell a bunch of our cards to fix the Pontiac 6000 LA maroon vehicle that was our mom's.
And the Henderson rookie was the one that got it.
I'm so excited that he's on the show with us right now, as we've been, like we said, we've been a fan for a long time. Mr. Ricky Henderson, Hall of Famer, welcome to the Jim Rome Show. We are the Sklar Brothers, and we're happy to have you on.
Thank you very much for having me.
How you doing? First of all, great home run yesterday. How did that feel?
What's a bigger accomplishment, breaking Lou Brock's stolen base record or hitting a home run at the celebrity softball game?
Oh, you know, it's always fun to hit a home run at the beginning of the game. So, breaking Lou Brock record was, it was a goal, it was an honor, and, he was by my side. And to tell you the truth, he described it as when he first saw me, and he was doing some little broadcasting in Boston, and I stole a few bases. He came down to interview, and the first thing he said, "You the guy that's going to break my record."
Yep.
So he gave me all the confidence that I need. So it was really an honor just to do that.
I got to ask you a question. Do you think, because we haven't seen anyone just come in the league recently and just tear it up,
steal 100 bases.
Steal 100 bases. Do you think that's something we may not see again?
I can't say we might not see it again, but right now it's such a little lost error that the guys is not really focused on, stealing bases. Mainly they want to hit home runs or they want to hit for a high average. And the guys that got the speed that could go out and create stuff, to me, to make the game a little more exciting. I don't think they work at it. I don't think they go out and practice. They don't focus on, is this something I want to add to my game? Is this something that I want to create? Is this something that I want to be as a player? And I don't think we teach it enough. We don't emphasize it enough that, hey, this what, win ball game. This create stuff. This give you opportunity to get in scoring position. I don't think we teach that enough.
I mean, what was amazing is, and we grew up in the 80s with the Cardinals and Whitey Herzog, and you had guys like Vince Coleman. And, I know he was kind of, it's your era as well, and Willie McGee and Vince Coleman and Lonnie Smith, guys who just...
Ozzie Smith,
they get on first base and they were immediately on third base. Now, what does that do to a team? It changes the way the pitcher throws. It changes everything.
Yes, it changed the way the pitchers throw. It changed the way the defense plays the guys. It get people out of position.
Mm-hmm.
It put pressures on the catcher to call different type of pitches. Don't give a pitcher opportunity just to go out there and relax and throw his game. It created a lot, and I think that that's what the game is all about. How much you can create out there, how much you can make teams make mistakes, and really how many runs can you really score. And I think you look at it when guys just is not moving around as much, they don't score enough young runs.
I know.
The scores are so low, and you wonder why. And then again, nowadays they got these clocks. They got the clocks, the computer, everything that dictating. They're saying, hey, this pitcher is too fast for you to steal.
Yeah.
But I might get a good jump off, so I got an opportunity to be safe. But this clock says you cannot go. So
that's a good point.
That's what's stopping some of the runners, too, because all of a sudden they say, oh, this guy's too fast. You get on first base, and what the first thing you're going to do? You're going to just relax, shut out. I can't even run.
That's right. I mean, and you're getting in the guy's head, too. It's a psychological move to take a base on a guy.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So, but obviously you were not all about stealing bases, over 3,000 hits. When you see a guy like Derek Jeter get his 3,000th hit on a home run, I mean, what does that do for you? Do you immediately go back and think about your 3,000th hit, and do you think, well, this is an amazing way to do it, and going 5 for 5 in the day? I mean, that was probably the most amazing thing with the game-winning RBI.
That was really amazing, but that's going to show you that's what you call a perfect day. Everything went right. The moment was right. The line, like you probably couldn't wrote a better script for it if he was trying to write a script of what's going to happen. He wrote the script, so that's a awesome achievement because 3,000 hit when I was playing, I never thought that I would even have the chance to even get 3,000 hit because I really walked it too much. But when I got the opportunity to get 3,000 hits, it's just something that you can just set back and relax and say that you went out and you played the game right, and you had to be in the game to get 3,000 hits. You couldn't be on the bench sitting around playing hurt, getting hurt.
No,
you had to be involved in the game. So that was a great achievement. And then it reminded me, it was so funny when he did it and he got his 3,000 hit and hit a home run. It reminds me when I broke the run score record, I hit a home run just to break the record. So it was a great joy for me to see that and reminisce about the things that I went through and what he's accomplished.
Sure, and you know what it's like to play in New York. You played for the Yankees. I mean, tell me about what it was like playing for them, because it wasn't a time when they were winning all the championships either. Was it difficult? Was that the most pressure you faced as a ball player playing there?
It's a lot of pressure because in New York you're expected to win. They want you to win. That's what they put the teams out there to win.
Sure.
And when you're not winning, the people's not happy. They're fan because they feel that they know the game of baseball and they know that what you should be doing and you're not doing. So it was pressure to a certain extent. I really never try to put pressure on myself, even the ups and downs. You really, if you're putting the pressure on you, even when you're going good or bad, or you in a city that constantly wants you to be out there giving 110% each and every day, you still shouldn't put the pressure on there. I played the game and based on me having fun playing the game. It wasn't a pressure. It was to go out there and give you 100%, 110%, bust your butt each and every day.
Right.
And go out there to win, but enjoy what you're doing. And I think that's what's a lot wrong with the kids and certain organizations and players that is out there playing today, because they put so much pressure on themselves. And you go and look at certain teams, because I roam with the A's, and you see certain team, and you ask the kid, "Are you having fun?" Because y'all don't look like y'all having fun, and I know y'all is making all the money. So you
have fun. Have fun with it. Well, I want to ask you about this, because talking about having fun, I want to talk about your home. Two things. One, the home run trot, because it's amazing, the pop in the collar, the fact that you did the twirl at first base. How did you not get thrown at more after doing home runs like that? Number one. And number two, I want to find out and hear from you, when did the whole referring to Ricky Henderson as Ricky Henderson?
Because once you started doing that, we started referring to ourselves in the third person. That's how much we loved it.
That was amazing. Like, when did that come up?
And when you answer that question, you have to refer to yourself as Ricky.
Well, see, sometimes you get me in the point that I really didn't phrase myself too much as Ricky. I think that my teammates, it happened when I'm at the plate battling, and I'm missing a pitch, and I'm stepping out of the batter's box, talking to my bat, trying to,
come on, Bat.
So, come on, Bat. You let me down.
What are you doing to me, Bat?
Why that? So I think they really just took it out. And then the meter ran with it, and we had a lot of fun.
It's fun.
That goes back to your point about having fun.
All right, speaking of fun, I want to talk about this whole Pepsi Max Field of Dreams thing that you're a part of, because it sounds really, really cool. If you go to MLB.com/Pepsi Max, you can vote for your favorite players, living legends, to play in all 9 positions, and then you're entered into a contest where they can, the whole dream team comes and plays on your home turf. That sounds amazing.
Oh, that sounds great. That's great. That's a great thing. See, we are, putting ourselves out there for the fans, to call in and vote for us and vote for their favorite players for us, building this legend team. And then if you vote and then you get picked, and you get the opportunity to bring us to your town and get your team together, and you get an opportunity to play against it. And I think that's be a lot of fun. I'm going to have a lot of fun there if they vote for me. So I'm looking forward for them to be voting for me, to get me opportunity to play against me, and seeing what they can do. And like you said, maybe it'd be a catcher out there. He get the opportunity to try to throw me out.
I don't think so. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And if I know you, Ricky Henderson, I know that
nobody knows that Ricky cannot be thrown out more than Ricky Henderson.
That's number one. And number two, I know you. You are not the type of guy who lets this go easily. I feel like you're going to love playing this Living Legends game for the Pepsi Max, and you're not going to stop. You're going to want to keep playing and keep playing and keep playing. They're going to have to take that bat out of your hands.
That's the love of the game in me, so that probably would happen.
That's great.
Well, hey, Ricky Henderson, thank you for stopping by the show. We really appreciate it. Best of luck. It's MLB.com/Pepsi Max. Cast your vote for your favorite players. Cast one for Ricky.
Why not?
He's a great guy. We really appreciate it. Thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you very much.
Ricky Henderson, Hall of Famer.
There it was.
And we almost got him to refer to himself as Ricky.
He might have.
I love it. Let's take a break. We come back. We got so much stuff to talk about. Kentucky Derby winner, Mind That Birds trainer Chip Woolley relieved himself in an Iowa area casino. We're going to talk about it.
This is the Henry Clay people, Randy. The song is 2x2. These are good friends of ours. They kind of remind me a little bit of like a new kind of Rolling Stones. Love Leo Toga coming to the dark side.
Bring it. Bring it. Sklar Brothers. Kevin Love and Ricky Henderson in the first half of Hour 2. You're welcome. We'll be back Hour 3.
Bruce Jenner
and Tiger Woods. We top ourselves. That's how we do it here. Sklar Brothers filling in for Jim Rome on the Premier Radio Networks.
You're listening to The Jim Rome Show.
Your next call, honey.
That was Bare Wires. The song is ready to go, and we are ready to continue.
Kevin Love and Ricky Henderson, I'm just happy that they both showed up big time on the show.
Big time. Ricky. Just
appreciate that. Let's get into this take because I really want to get into it.
2009 Kentucky Derby winner, Mind That Birds trainer Chip Woolley,
the Chuck Woolery of trainers,
relieved himself at an Iowa area casino.
And that's not the news, Jay.
What's the news, Rand?
News is that he did it on the floor next to a slot machine.
Zoom.
Chip Woolley now regrets his decision to give the Golden Nugget a golden shower.
Whoops!
Good idea to do something illegal at a casino, buddy.
Yeah, no cameras there.
Who told you that? Charles Oakley?
The only man to get beaten up in a casino recently and have it not be on camera.
And Charles Oakley, not a little guy.
Yeah. How did he find that area?
How did he find the dead spot in the casino where there is no camera, the blind spot, as it were?
So Woolley was following the Oakley theory, and he couldn't.
He's saying that no charges will be pressed here, and here's his reasoning why it's all good, Jay.
This is his quote.
This is his quote. Was nobody who actually seen it.
I'm sorry, buddy, but after you pee on the floor at a casino, you got to use proper grammar.
I don't care how many cowboy hats you own. I don't care how many horses you talk to on a regular basis.
I don't care how much time you spend talking to the horse.
Even a horse would say saw instead of seen.
Never mind the beginning of that statement.
He's not doing himself any favors.
Was nobody.
Excuse me. He ain't doing himself no favors.
No, he ain't.
You don't get a free pass if you can't speak English. I'm sorry.
If anything indicts you further and has the people saying, did he do this? Did he do that? What does he say about it?
Well, his quote was nobody who actually seen it.
Oh. Well, then he did it.
He did it. He definitely did it. I'm going to say ban this guy unless he shows you that he's wearing an adult diaper.
Yeah, he's got to show the adult diaper every time he walks into that casino.
Show me your player's card and the fact that you're wearing a depend.
The fact that you can't say a sentence in English, buddy, and you have a professional job and you won the Kentucky Derby, that means that you're on adult diaper watch.
The only person who's come out in support of this guy is, of course, Moises Alou.
Yeah.
In his words, the urine makes the carpet softer.
And easier to play the slots on it. That
exactly.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
He said, and this was a direct quote from Moises Alou, who was quoted after this. He said,
if anyone's to blame in this situation,
it's Bartman.
Yep.
He's going to throw the blame on Bartman.
Throw him under the bus.
Just playing the devil's advocate here, Jay.
Uh-huh.
He was in a casino.
Okay.
Where there typically are no bathrooms.
Honest mistake?
I bet this happens all the time.
Probably happens all the time.
Even if he didn't think he could make it. Even if you're sitting at the slot machine, you're like, I can't make it.
Maybe he accidentally doubled up on the Flomax. Didn't know. Took a double dose.
Grab a coin cup, pour it out in the thing, and go in there and then dump it.
Get creative.
Is that difficult?
You're a horse trainer, not R. Kelly. Come on.
By the way, local media there made a huge deal about Woolley bringing his stables to town, saying that this is a sign that they're attracting high-profile people.
Yeah.
Woolley himself told the Des Moines Register in April, everything I've seen so far, so he did get it right there, although they were probably paraphrasing.
Yeah.
Everything I've seen here so far, I really, really like. You can walk down the street and everyone knows your name. You can leave your doors unlocked at night. You can pee anywhere you want.
Drive drunk.
I mean, it's like New York City, but in Iowa.
I love the quote from Woolley. This is his other quote. It's very out of character for me to do something this stupid. Yeah, we'll just use your grammar as a reference point on that one.
You would never want to do something stupid because you'd hate it if someone's seen it happen. Maybe this guy's spending too much time with horses. We pitched that out as a potential thing. Maybe that's what happens when you start to really spend a lot of time with the horses.
I mean, if you've ever been horseback riding, you'd know that when they just have to go, they just go. Right?
In the road, mid-stride, with someone behind him.
It just starts flowing.
That's his world.
So he's used to that. That's what he sees every day, multiple times a day. He thinks he's in horse world.
And I bet Jim Rome, who hangs around the horses, probably knows this about the train. You got to watch out for them.
Mm-hmm.
Never invite them inside. You want to have a conversation with them, you do it outdoors.
So he's hanging out with the horses too much. It's like when Culkin started hanging out with Michael Jackson.
It changed everyone for the worse. I'm just going to say it right there.
Culkin stopped being a cute kid. He started burning down apartment buildings. Bad.
Remember that?
Terrible.
How did that happen?
I think that should become a new phrase. Pulling a Woolley. That's peeing in a casino.
That is. Peeing on a casino. And I don't even want to know what pulling the Woolley over someone's eyes is all about.
No, that's disgusting.
I don't want to know.
That's terrible.
That's terrible. That's outrageous.
That's terrible.
That's terrible. You got to call us 800-636-8686 or email us at rome@haveatake.com. We'll read some of your emails.
Lines are open, kids.
The tweets are coming in. We are at Sklar Brothers. Loving your tweets.
Ryan in Wichita writes, when I was in Vegas last year, one of my drunk friends dropped a deuce on the floor in the bathroom in a casino. So he had made it into the bathroom, and he decided, I'm going to opt out on the toilet.
At the Funky Monkey. FUNKEMONKEY.
Which was going to be your CB handle, am I correct?
Nope, it was going to be the Funky Phantom.
PH. All right.
At Sklar Brothers, Sklarchi Bunker. I've been to some Iowa casinos. Chip Woolley peeing on the floor of one probably improved the place.
Wow.
He might be right. I have not been to an Iowa casino.
I mean,
maybe it did. Maybe it's like peanut shells on the floor of a ground round.
Look,
I don't know.
Iowa is the new Vegas. We've heard that over and over again. It's all about the casinos.
What happens in Des Moines
stays in Des Moines.
Stays mostly in Des Moines. It might
Hangover 3 set in Des Moines.
It might trickle into the Quad Cities.
You never know.
Is the Quad Cities Des Moines? It might be Des Moines. Cotto style. At Cotto style said, "What's wrong? Worth his grammars. She are the manager."
I don't know.
It's a good point.
It is. It's a great point. I like talking grammar smack on this show. I like making it about words because every once in a while you got to get it right. You can't do both.
Look, if you're gonna pee on a casino floor, get your statement right. Talk to a publicist.
Get your grammar in check. Make the statement through a lawyer. Somebody. Have the horse talk.
Subject: Ricky, dear brother Sklar, great interview with Ricky Henderson. Best regards, Ricky. Mike in Chicago, non-7-wood user.
Ricky was great. Say what you want. The man was great.
Say what you want. The man was fantastic. He was having fun.
Sklarios, I'm having trouble coming up with a name for my next son. What do you think of the name Conor Henderson? Stand in Anchorage.
I love it.
Henderson.
He's anchored down in Anchorage.
Jungle Insider, Sklarbro Country listener. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, hey, guys, check out our podcast if you can.
Sklarbro Country. You can get it free on iTunes or earwolf.com. Sklars, we totally get why that dude had to reach for that fourth ball last night. Signed adults who push kids out of the way for players' autographs. That is true.
Watched it happen. Saw it happen.
John in Fullerton. Worth stealing mints and cologne from bathroom attendants at the Script Club. You know what? That is terrible. Whenever you see like adults pushing people away, you're like, oh, right, this is a business.
Sklarman Killebrew. Allah Shalom. Great guy.
May he rest in peace.
Amazing guy. I spend too much time with horses and I pee all over the place. Regards, Matthew Broderick. Derek in Des Moines.
Save that.
Saving it. Derek in Des Moines.
They do not have a happy marriage.
They do not.
Let's take a little break right now. We'll take a little break, and when we come back, we'll fire some things up. We'll talk about a dude in a tiger suit who got kicked out of the TPC. And then we're going to have Tiger on the show.
So maybe we'll address that with him about how he feels about...
Because Tiger wasn't the guy who kicked him out. It was Angel Cabrera. We'll get to that.
El Pato, the duck.
We'll get into that. Maybe we'll tickle it a little bit after this break.
These are the Givers. The song is Up, Up, Up. My 2.5-year-old son loves it.
Coming back, end of hour 2, and then in hour 3, Bruce Jenner and Tiger Woods. You're going to want to stick around.
You're listening to The Jim Rome Show.
Kind of remind me of a little bit of
like the Future Heads.
The Future Heads, but not quite as hard.
A little softer, the Future Heads. Sklar Brothers finishing up hour 2.
You guys are tweeting strong. I'm loving the tweets.
We are at Sklar Brothers. By the way, if you want to catch us live, you're in San Francisco. We are there at the Punchline at the end of this month from the 27th through the 30th. Get your tickets now.
1 show Wednesday night, 1 on Thursday, 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday. We will hang with you. We will raise a glass.
Sklones and Sklarbro Country citizens, we will come together and form our own nation.
It'll be a lot of fun. And for those of you who've come out and seen us before, we hang.
If you go to WHOSAY, WHOSAY.com/Sklar Brothers and look down the right side, you can see where we're going to be playing all fall because we have a bunch of dates. We're going to be in Nashville and Ann Arbor and
Salt Lake City.
Minneapolis on the 20th at the Varsity Theater, 20th of October, and then Salt Lake City and Portland and Philly and Chicago and Phoenix. All those places, very excited. Seattle.
Yeah.
Check out the dates and then come see us. Live show's a lot of fun. We've got Tiger Woods coming up.
I'm very excited about
11:30-ish. Got Bruce Jenner, which is always, it's a crapshoot because we don't know where his head's going to be at, and I worry for that man.
You never know.
Well, maybe he's in good shape.
Maybe he pulled it together. All right. Thanks for tweeting, by the way. You guys are, for those of you who've gotten in the tweet game with us, it's a lot of fun. We tweet all the time. So if you want to follow us, we're at Sklar Brothers and Low Left Nut, at Low Left Nut, at Sklar Brothers. Willie did what he had to. I just play craps. George Brett.
That's terrible. How about at the Francis Pablo, at Sklar Brothers, that tiger had it coming, signed Roy Horn.
Of Siegfried and Roy.
Again.
Hey, you know what? When animals attack.
This guy, look, and I feel like Roy Horn's going to be a little biased from here on out. I feel like he's
very anti-tiger.
I'm going to say he's not going to give the benefit of the doubt.
He's going to say he's not going to be a fan of this interview we're going to do with Tiger in the next hour. He might not be a fan.
He may be more anti-tiger than Elin.
I want to call her Aline.
Nordigan.
I want to call her Aline.
I think that's what you have to call the island she owns now.
So she's done nannying. We've established that. She doesn't need to nanny anymore.
I can't hire her as my nanny.
She doesn't need a day job anymore.
She can pay me.
Good Lord. She could build a baby out of money right now. She could build a money baby.
So, Jay, let's get into this thing about the dude in the tiger suit who got kicked out of the gallery at the TPC Boston.
That's right.
Last year, he's taking this case. The reason it's relevant is he's taking this case to the courts, and he's suing the PGA right now.
Small claims court, Ran. He's going to take down the PGA
to the tune of what, Jay?
$7,150.
No.
Yes.
That's the most you can ask for.
That's the legal limit that someone can sue someone else in small claims court.
I feel like the PGA spent more on teas at the TPC.
That's probably true.
Jason Goodwin is claiming his civil rights were infringed upon, Jay.
Oh, yeah, your civil rights. Yeah, you're the Rosa Parks of furry fetishists.
That's not belittling anyone who's fought for civil rights at all.
Yeah. You forfeit your civil rights when you look like a Disney character, all right, buddy?
What's kind of funny here is that Tiger, like we said before the break, he wasn't the guy who had the problem with it. He was too busy almost missing the cut.
Yeah. That was a complaint by Angel Cabrera, who said that the giant tiger was a distraction, which I think that's a little weak.
That's weak.
If you don't like it, you're a pro golfer. Aim for the guy.
No, Angel...
Skull one off his skull.
Angel is affectionately known on tour as El Pato, the duck.
If someone dressed up in a Donald Duck outfit...
Or an Oregon Duck outfit.
Do you think Tiger would have complained?
Absolutely not. He would have tried to hit that.
In every sense of the word. Because he doesn't know. It could be a hot chick in there.
By the way, this isn't the first time a tiger suit has created problems for a public figure.
2010, Congressman David Wu.
Speaking of Oregon.
David Wu from Salem, Oregon.
Democratic congressman
in the heat of a campaign.
In the heat of a campaign.
Sent pictures of him in a tiger costume to several staffers. And the image then leaked, and then everyone questioned his mental stability during the campaign.
By the way, Jay, he won that race.
Yeah, he did win.
He won the race.
But this is his excuse. He claimed an unnamed donor
had given him 2 tablets of painkillers, which caused him to send the photos.
Which, of course, only made things worse.
Who calls them tablets?
They're pills, right?
When was the last time someone said, could you please hand me a tablet of painkiller?
Can I have 2 tablets, please? What are you posing for the 10 Commandments? Why do you need 2 tablets? I would like 2
tablets of Advil my way, please.
You're talking about the thing that's...
You know what? Make it 3 tablets.
3 tablets?
I got a rager of a migraine. Make it.
You're talking about like Motorola's thing that's like out to rival the iPad?
Yeah, I want to eat 2 Motorola tablets.
Mm-hmm.
So now even though staffers quit, 6 of them quit, citing his.
He won re-election. He won. So maybe there's hope.
Maybe there's hope for this guy who's taking Jason taking it to a Goodwin, taking it to small claims court. But I still have to say that wearing a full-on tiger outfit to a golfing event, that's like bringing a mayonnaise-based pasta salad to an all-day picnic.
Yeah, it's a great idea for 30 minutes, and then the sun starts beating down.
And everything starts to turn.
That's right.
You got to take the whole thing off if you don't want it to leak.
You got to take the whole thing off if you want to take a leak, Randy.
Both.
You got to take the whole thing off. And nobody the whole time can understand a word that you're saying.
While you're handling a mayonnaise.
You can't text. No, you can't talk on a cell phone. You can't show it to anybody what you're doing. And I will say this, and I've said this before as Keith Jackson.
Say it as Keith Jackson.
The sweat on my undercarriage could irrigate a small radish farm.
Best case scenario, Tiger ignores you and doesn't ask you to leave if you're wearing a tiger outfit.
Worst case scenario, El Pato asks you to leave.
It's a lose-lose.
Like getting in a relationship with Tiger.
A lose-lose.
Wear a Tiger shirt. Put Tiger on your shirt. Get a club head cover and use it as a hand puppet.
There you go. Then at least you're going to stick around for the whole day and watch Tiger shoot a 75 and complain about cameras shutters going off in his backswing.
Can we fire up the Ichiro quote machine? Is that there somewhere around there? All right,
we'll fire up the Ichiro quote.
Because I think we have an Ichiro quote. Because
do we have an Ichiro quote? What would Ichiro say about this whole situation? Because it is involving a tiger.
It does involve
animals.
It's parable-esque. When tiger crouches, an angel sees. Hidden dragon create legal fees. There it is. I think those work better when they rhyme. I do think that.
I don't know. I don't think you need to rhyme them.
I think you can't go free verse on that stuff.
I don't think you do. At Greek Kid 31 said, at Sklar Brothers, pulling a woolly over someone's eyes is an R. Kelly.
Well, that's what that is.
It's a good point.
Didn't realize that. Thank you.
It's a good point.
Thanks, buddy.
Does it matter if she's over the age of 16?
Hello. Come on. It was on the floor.
I don't know. Hour 3.
Hour 3.
I'm going to tease what we got going on in hour 3.
Tell us what's coming up.
Bruce Jenner. Tiger Woods.
Right.
We'll talk about the Tiger suit.
We'll get his take on it.
We got drug smuggling baseball prospects.
Michael Beasley and some weed.
If we can get to that even.
We teased the LaToya Jackson take that we might have to just skip ahead and get to. LaToya Jackson being propositioned to have sex with Michael Tyson. Michael Tyson.
Michael Tyson.
Why I said Michael.
Michael Tyson.
Not enough people call him Michael Tyson.
You are the only person in history who has called him Michael.
Michael Tyson was hanging out with Daron Williams, and they were hanging out.
Going to Turkey. It's just like Ron Artest playing in Sweden or England, which is being bandied about. All right, hour 3. Stay with us. It's going to be strong. Sklar Brothers filling in for Jim Rome on the Premier Radio Network.
Live from Los Angeles, it's the Jim Rome Show, hosted by Jason and Randy Sklar on the Premier Radio Network.
Has this show just flown by, Jay? It's gone by so fast.
I love it. Tweets. The tweets are phenomenal, you guys.
The tweets are amazing. At Jonin Fullerton, Jonin Fullerton _ At Sklar Brothers, I'm going to need a brew to wash these tablets down. What are the tweeties?
Look at this. At Kurt Laxman. At Sklar Brothers.
That may be the most fun, is reading people's handles.
I like
people's names.
At Sklar Brothers, no one once wanted to see Jonas get hit in the face more than Ricky Henderson signed Ricky Henderson.
That's right. That is the truth.
That's a truism. We're at 134,674. I want to cross 135,000. If you're not following us, there's something wrong with you.
Follow us at Sklar Brothers. We are crossing 135K in this hour. You are going to make it done.
Dear Sklar Brothers.
You are going to make it done, or Kurt Rambis doesn't get his LASIK surgery.
We loved hanging out with Michael Tyson. Sincerely, Raymond Lewis, Ronald Artest, Terrence Bradshaw, and Calvin Ripken. Iron Michael Tyson was one of the best fighters of all time, and if you want to fight me on that, I will fight you.
Kurt Rambis had a .195 winning percentage.
You know what? And that is 1 inch taller than his vertical.
0.195 inches. Tiger. Hey, Sklars. When I see the big tiger, I get hungry. They're great. Signed, Philip Eatmore Hoagies. Lee in Vancouver.
Dear J.R. Sklar. That's an Oscar winner, by the way. Dear J.R. Sklar. It wasn't a donor. It was a donor. Coner? Sincerely, Santa. Wow. Randy in the OC. Donor.
You said donor in your last take.
Yeah.
It's a donor.
It is a donor. That's right. That's right. Sorry about that.
No, corner.
I don't know if we even give that guy a rebuttal at some point.
He wants a rebuttal. He wants a rebuttal.
Maybe we'll get to him in this hour.
We're waiting for Jenner to call in.
Should we do a quick Coner?
Let's do it. I know I'm going to regret this, so just get ready. But let's.
This is like when I went to see Iron Man 2. Already going in, I was
kind
disappointed.
of like, I don't know.
As I was getting the popcorn before I walked in, I was disappointed.
You're like, I don't know. All right, so this is Connor. Here we go. Connor, you're already a legend. You're only going to chip away at your legend. But Connor from Alberta, let's hear it.
You're like Brady Anderson the next year.
What's happening?
First off, how are you guys doing?
Good, man. Hey, we're good.
We're great. How are you doing?
Good.
Are we gonna get your take or what?
You're gonna get my take. You just wait here. You guys want it right now or what?
Yeah. You bumped it up. We do. Yeah, we do. We want it right now.
Right.
Let's get right into this. This is a good one. You guys need to hear this.
All right.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Okay, first off, you guys made my weekend pretty dang rough. I mean, I was feeling pretty good about myself, getting on the show and stuff, and
Sure.
but I'm just a boy, and you guys run me like that. That's just like, wow.
I don't think we ran you. We let you stay. I mean, we didn't really run you. We kept you on the air, but go ahead. Continue.
Like, my Saturday morning was as worse as Heinz Ward. I mean, I appreciate you guys hooking me up with the call of the day, but I call a spade, and that was more like the joke of the day. Am I right there?
Probably. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, it was my first call to the Rome show, which is good, but luckily it was to the Doug Flutys of the jungle.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll take that. I'll kick that
I
from
have
the
the
uprights.
heart and mind of Sid the Kid. I guess I should have took a lesson from Nash on composure.
Are you talking about Sid the Science Kid?
The University of Michigan, eh?
Okay.
Okay, hey, listen, take more pauses.
Maybe you guys should leave the stand-up comedy to Tom Green, Mike Myers, and Jim Carrey.
All right. Happy to do it.
Love those guys.
Love all of them.
Well, now I got to go out back and talk. Someone would like to know. Canadian clone stoked the fire. Hey, Charlie. Connor. Owner is burning. Oh, there it is. I think they just dropped, boys. Out.
I think it's there it is.
But you know what? He's doing because what he's trying to do is prove that he's going against the law of grammar. You should hang out with Chip Woolley because 2 N's and then an O. I don't care what the last letter is. It's Connor. And I think you need to go back and look inside.
I'm not even joking right now. I want you to try and figure out if it is actually Connor. I'm not even kidding, and I'm not even joking, because you should know there were twins who were born in Canada. We talk about it in our stand-up act. They had a botched circumcision, and one of them was raised as a girl for 10 years and didn't feel comfortable in her own skin.
His own skin.
And finally his parents sat him down and they said, you know what, you're actually a boy.
And then they fashioned a penis out of his inner thigh.
And he went on the talk show circuit. But the whole point was that
the guy knew something was wrong.
Something was up. And we are sensing that something is up. And so you may need to sit down and have a conversation.
You might be a woman. You might be a woman.
We don't know that.
You might be a woman.
Connor, thanks for stepping strong. We appreciate the fact that you stepped back with a rebuttal. You did yourself proud. You should have stopped the whole thing with, do you want my take right now or what? Because that was the high point.
If you would have just said, do you want my take now or what?
And then gotten off the air, I'm out.
And that's just a lesson.
I don't want to give you, that is a walk-off. That is a Travis Hafner. I'm going in, and my teammates are going to beat the crap out of me at home plate.
I'm gonna hit a salami and then jump around.
Excuse me, that's a Joe Carter for you.
Yeah.
Being carried off on someone's shoulders. That's a Warren Cromartie. No one starts a party like Warren Cromartie.
That's a Roland Office.
Thank you.
Walk off. And then he had to come back out.
That's a Bill Gullickson. What's the pitcher doing hitting a home run? That's your question.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Wallach. All right, we have Bruce Jenner on the line.
Very good.
I don't want to keep him waiting.
Let's get Jenner in here.
Mr. Jenner, how are you, sir?
Randy and Jason, it is so awesome to be on the line with you guys. Am I on the air?
You're on the air, Mr. Jenner. How are you,
You are
sir?
a former gold medalist. You are on the reality show Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which essentially has ruined the original Jenner brand. I'm sorry to say that. We got a lot of attention from you from the last time you came on the show. People felt scared for you and sad.
Guys, no, I've strengthened my brand, okay? Let me tell you something. I got a new cereal I'm promoting.
You have a new cereal
You mentioned this on our podcast. Tell the Rome fans what the new cereal is.
It's called Fallopians. It's for women over 60. It lowers estrogen, and you could buy it at Costco.
Wow.
Right? And it's just great.
So it's good for Manny Ramirez as well.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I'll tell you something. I stand out in front of Costco, and I just say, hey, man, it's Bruce Jenner. Come get your fallopians.
Wait, you sell it? You personally?
You don't have to tell people that your
You
name
can
is
hire
Bruce Jenner.
people. If you have a cereal, other people can sell that for you.
You don't have to be the one out there selling it, Bruce.
Well, I have a hairnet on, so I do have to say my name. I don't look exactly like myself.
You don't. I mean, you've had a lot of face work done. How much face work have you had done?
Well, let's just say Freddy Krueger looks a little more original than I do.
Okay. That's actually probably a very honest assessment.
That is an assessment. Look,
Listen, guys, the Jenner brand is blowing up. Welcome to the Brungle, as I've been saying all summer long.
It is the Brungle.
Bruce Jungle. My Brungle is tight. My Brungle is hot. And I'm also welcoming the Brungle. I'm the new spokesman for Chico's.
Oh, you are. You are the new. I knew that was going to happen sooner or later. You know, for flowy scarves and clothing for women over 60. If it's your mom's clothes, it's not your mom's clothier. It is your mom's clothier.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So my brand is awesome, and look, here's the deal.
People are going to say that that's a weird dilution of the brand. Do you care what people say, or are you just moving forward?
No, look, it doesn't matter what people think. Okay, the bottom line is I love this country. Okay, guys.
Are you in a wind tunnel? What is happening right now? Is Pac-Man Jones making it windy around you right now?
I am standing right now. I am in a wind tunnel. Literally, I am waiting for. Kim is doing a photo shoot right now, and they've got the wind machine on. I'm here holding her 3 blackberries. And I'm sorry if it is a little windy, but they have the wind machine on.
They should have.
Guys, can we turn the wind machine down just a little bit? I'm on the national radio show. You don't have to speak to me that way.
That's it. Stand up for yourself.
Stand up. Good,
for Christ's sake.
You're the blackberries, guys. Okay.
You shouldn't be holding the blackberries, Bruce Jenner.
I'm Kim's stepfather. God, you can't get any respect.
So are you here to promote the Kardashians? You said you were here to promote the new show. So let's
look. I am here to promote a reality show, but it is not keeping up with the Kardashians.
All right. What is your new reality show?
Okay. Can we get a drum roll, please?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, I didn't think so. Here we go, guys. I am joining the cast of VH1's Basketball Wives.
What?
No, you are not.
No.
I am.
You're not a wife, though. You're a husband.
Yeah, but I do Lamar Odom's laundry. So the producers thought that it was close enough.
They do kind of make a loose interpretation.
Yeah,
there
are many
girlfriends, babies, mamas, and I guess laundresses.
Yeah. So and I'll tell you, we started shooting already, and oh my gosh, we had a flare up the other night.
Who?
With me and Chris Bosh's wife, and they got it all on film.
His wife or his baby's mama? All right, well, we'll see. Okay.
His baby's mama. And listen, let me tell you something. So we go out to the club, okay? And sure enough, I show up in the same tunic as her. Okay. Now, in her defense, I probably shouldn't have been wearing a woman's shirt anyways, but I didn't know.
You should not have been. You're Bruce Jenner, damn it.
I got a great... Chico sent me a bunch of stuff over, and I said, hey, I'll try this stuff on,
Why? It's for women. It's not for men, and you're an Olympic champion.
I have a slim body from all those years of training. And anyways, well, I walk in the same tunic as her, and she goes at my face like nails on a chalkboard. Okay? I mean, she scratched it up only... It wasn't a chalkboard. It was my face.
Yeah, that is.
Okay.
And you've had a lot of work done.
You've had a lot of work done, so it could threaten to unravel what has already been done.
That is right. So apparently, you need to clear which outfit you wear before you get to set.
That's the moral. That's the moral of that story. Well, Bruce, I'm sorry that that you got into a scrum, but I guess it's good that you survived and. Stand up for yourself, brother. We're going to leave you with that note. Stand up for yourself.
I'm going to stand up for myself. The one more thing I did want to add is if you do see me out in front of Costco, my entire face is bandaged.
Okay.
Okay.
Another reason to shout out, hey, I'm Bruce Jenner and I'm selling fallopian tubes.
That's right. You will not recognize me at Costco. So she went at my face like a woodworker on a sheet. So she just went at it.
All right. You don't want to laugh about it.
That's not funny. But
it's not funny.
I'm sorry.
Good luck, Bruce Jenner, and please check in with us. We need to hear your weekly calls.
Your friend Jason Nash on Twitter at Jason23Nash gives updates on what's happening in Jenner's life.
But we need to know that you're.
Come to the Brungle. Come check me out online at theskinny.com.
Are you still working You still working where?
I'm working at Chico's, but I'm also doing the blog for Forever 21's blog.
That is terrible.
Check me out. I'm writing over there, and welcome to the Brungle, guys. You were just in the Brungle.
Thank you.
Bruce Jenner jungle.
I don't want to be in Bruce
as Connor would call it, the Brungle.
Yeah, there it is.
My Brungle is hot. I'll see you soon.
All right. It is. Wow, Bruce Jenner. I get sad every time I talk to him.
Every single time.
Just sadness. Let's take a break.
At PXUL, Sklar Brothers, Connor has you two in the palm of his hand.
He does.
Maybe.
Maybe we gave him too much credit.
Honestly, the fact that he still went through with his take after he hit the walk-off home run, that would honestly be like Travis Hafner hitting the grand slam and then taking the bat and going back up to the plate to swing again.
We got a little that song had a little skippage in it. What can we say? That was California Sunrise, Dirty Gold. They'll pop someone else. Nice.
Teenage FBI, why not?
Guided by Voices.
We're reaching back. Deep.
This is kind of old school indie stuff, but I like it a lot.
Come on, Guided by Voices. We've got Tiger Woods coming up in about 15 minutes. Let's try and wash the Bruce Jenner off of us.
I got to wash the Jenner off.
And then we'll get to a little take, and then we'll have Tiger Woods. Sklar Brothers filling in. Third hour here. Stay with us for Jim Rome on the Premier Radio Network.
You're listening to The Jim Rome Show.
Akron, Ohio, the Black Keys, the two-man band that is the Black Keys.
They took their talents from Akron, Ohio,
and took it to Massillon.
They did.
Took it to Youngstown.
2 dudes making that noise. That's a lot.
Black Keys, that is Sinister Kid. We have the Sklar Brothers. Sorry about the disc skippage, the music skippage.
It happens every once in a while.
Teenage FBI. It happens. It's live radio. What are we going to do?
I kind of like that. It proves that we're here and we're doing things.
It does. Jimmy King, by the way.
Jimmy King is following us on Twitter, and he's a great dude.
Jimmy King, at Jimmy King 24.
Follow that dude.
And he's doing great stuff with alternative energy. I love that everybody thought the Fab Five was like going to be total thugs, and yet they turn out to do great stuff. Sklar Brothers, don't trip and fall down the stars.
There he goes.
In heavy Texas accent.
There it is.
I wonder what Jimmy King, I wonder how he would pronounce Connor.
I'd like to hear it.
Or Connor.
You can call in.
We got Tiger Woods. Yeah, 800-636-8686 is the number. Email us at rome@haveatake.com. We got a big email today, huge email today, and a huge call today. We want to hear from you.
I want to talk about LaToya Jackson.
Do you want to talk about LaToya Jackson?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's just mention it.
Let's get into it because I also want to talk about the guy smuggling the.
I will do that.
Smuggling the drugs in.
LaToya Jackson is claiming in her new book that her ex-husband / manager had offered her up to Michael Tyson, Iron Michael, to have sex with him for $100,000.
That seems like a decent proposal.
Yeah, just decent.
Just decent.
Seriously, LaToya had said that before her relationship with Jack Gordon, her ex-husband and former manager, which, by the way, always a good move to mix business with marriage.
Hey, it worked for Ty Babylonia and Randy Gardner.
And Marge Schott and Shotzi. Were they officially married?
They were officially married. You can marry your own dog in Cincinnati. And the dominating husband and wife putt-putt team in the early 70s and 80s of Dick and Evelyn Florn.
They did dominate. They were like the Shack. They were the two Shacks.
They were like the Yankees of putt-putt.
They were the Yankees of the mini windmill.
The colored ball evil empire. By the way, it's more graphic.
Is there a more graphic euphemism than put it in the clown's mouth?
No.
I'm going to start saying that.
Putting it in the clown's mouth is...
Come on.
That's
do what you got to do. Put it in the clown's mouth.
That's NC-17. Mm-hmm. Back to the sister of the king of pop. The princess of pop.
She said that her relationship was violent. All right.
She was forced to marry Gordon in 1987.
If it's true, that's awful. No one should have to endure all that. But the Tyson story is just too weird, Randy.
I love that Gordon put such a low price on LaToya. $100K?
Wasn't the movie Indecent Proposal? That was like $1 million.
And I think the movie might have come out before. So the movie is setting precedent for what you would,
how much you would
put your wife up. And he's like, I'm going to undercut it by 1/10.
No need to price myself out of the situation here.
Look, this is just a normal...
I'm trying to get a guy to have sex with my wife. I don't want to price myself out.
You start low and then make...
He lowballed.
By the way, when Redford did it, it wasn't a negotiation.
No. It was like, this is the deal.
$1 million and that's it. Woody Harrelson wasn't like, how about 2?
What do you say, 2?
How about 2? Was it Woody Harrelson? I don't even know who it was. It was. Woody Harrelson wasn't like, how about 2?
What do we say, 2?
Let's say 2 and then just, keep it quick.
Hoping to get 1.5. He didn't throw
Woody
it to us.
Harrelson wasn't like, I want 1.5, I'm going to say 2. No. $100K he was offering up. LaToya Jackson.
If you're paying taxes on that, that's like $45K.
The government is going to take that from you. Gordon was pimping out LaToya Jackson for bargain basement prices.
That's right.
And in this guy's mind, he was probably like, I'm going to get the most violent guy I know, Iron Michael Tyson.
And see if he'll have sex with my wife. But he's got to be realistic.
He's like, I don't want to price myself out.
I got to be realistic. If I want this to happen, I have
to happen.
This is Mike Tyson. He's a guy who probably hasn't made a ton of money.
And this is, again, another reason for not getting married to someone you have a business relationship with, because they're never going to be thinking
about anything but the bottom line.
About what's the bottom line on this thing? What can I actually make out of this transaction?
And what does it say about Tyson that he turned the deal down?
Maybe it wasn't enough money for him, Jay.
Maybe Michael Tyson was like, I do a lot, but I'm not doing that for that amount of money.
If I were LaToya, I'd be upset that my husband was trying to sell me for sex, number one. Sure. I'd be mad if he only valued me for $100,000. But I feel like I'd be the most upset that Tyson wasn't up for it.
I wonder if the deal was offered today, if Tyson would take it.
I feel like he'd take the $100K. He's willing to be an extra in The Hangover 3. No lines, just kind of hang around.
He's up for doing a show about his pigeons.
I feel like he'd do sex for $100K.
LaToya's shiny face and all.
You watched the Celebrity Apprentice.
I watched the Celebrity Apprentice,
You're a huge
Randy.
Celebrity Apprentice fan.
That was a shiny. It was like her face was like the ice right before the third period starts.
Right after the Zamboni does that final
that
loop.
little strip. You watch that little strip get covered by the Zamboni. You're like, here we go.
For OCD people, there is a sense of accomplishment.
You're like, we did it. We just cleaned up that ice, and that's her face in the default position. It's that.
We are at Sklar Brothers. That is us. Follow us on Twitter. I want to read some tweets. Hey, Sklar Brothers, I think Kona represents Canada very well. Sincerely, Roberto Luongo.
Randy Walters 319, he's a regular tweeter. At Sklar Brothers, lowballing yourself has nothing to do with negotiating.
Zoom! Uh-oh. You gonna eat that cake or what? Signed Rosie O'Donnell.
You want my cake or what?
We don't have the new drop.
The new drop.
Should I do my take
right now? Should I do my take right now or what?
Yeah.
Walk-off home run. Then came back and wanted to take batting practice. Stop while you're ahead. We gave him credit. We took every hit he had.
Yeah.
Koner,
we gave you another round. They wanted to stop the fight. People said stop it. We said let's give him another round.
At Not Bruce Jenner said, thanks, guys, for the time, but I got to get back to folding these chinos.
Mm-hmm.
He does. It's such a bummer. You look at Bruce Jenner and you say to yourself,
where did the money go?
What? I look at Bruce Jenner and I say, where's Michael Phelps going to be in 30 years? Bunch of face work done, probably selling bongs at a car wash.
Billy Mack in Vegas. At Billy Mack. At Billy Mack Vegas. At Sklar Brothers. Dear Rand J. R-A-N-J, I think he was saying, I would have only paid $10K for LaToya. Sincerely, Mike Jordan. He's not calling him Michael Jordan. Mike Jordan. That's what I'm going to start doing. Because you know what happens I hate that. When celebrities go on the couch of Letterman, or they go on Leno, or they go on Conan, and they try and make you feel like an outsider by shifting the name of a famous person you know to show that, like, I have a special relation with him. Yeah, I've been hanging out with Bobby De Niro for a while. It's Robert De Niro. Just say his name. You don't call him Bobby. He probably doesn't even give you eye contact. Don't say Bobby. It's not Bobby. Mike Jordan. You can say that. Jimmy King, at Jimmy King, at Jimmy King 24 texted in, he said, I'd pronounce it Kona. There it is.
No R.
No R.
Thanks for the love, my bros.
Jimmy King. Follow him. What's he again?
At Jimmy King 24.
We were in college with Jimmy King. That guy could sky. And now he's trying to help the earth.
He really he could sky, and now he's trying to help the sky.
That's right.
Now he's trying to get energy from the sky. He put it up there, and now he's
trying to bring it back and make it work for us.
At Jake Groney, JakeGronie says, at Sklar Brothers, I'm sure they'd keep the hoeing your wife out money. It would be reported to the IRS.
Yeah, they would.
You have to report that. That is that's on page 3 of your tax return.
Go try and make that deposit. Try and make your $100,000 deposit in the memo side. Sex with my wife.
And here's my question. Let's say that thing gets played all the way through. Does he write a personal check or is it a cashier's check? I think he goes to the thing, and then in the register he's like, for pimping out
my wife.
$100K.
You got to explain it somehow. You got to break it up into $13,000 payments.
My question is, if Mike Tyson's got a little bit of residual money from other like boxing shows that he's been on TV with, does he make a deposit with the $100,000 check and maybe another like $150 check with it?
Yeah.
Is it all? Does he just keep the $100,000 as one deposit?
No, you got to add another one on so it looks like you're doing a lot of things.
Here's what I want to do. I want to take a break.
We're
going to take a break right now. And we come back. Tiger Woods. I want to hear what he has to say about Rory McIlroy begging to get back together with his girlfriend.
We'll talk about that. I want to talk about the non-announcement that was supposed to happen yesterday.
That Mark Steinberg wound up making the announcement.
Mark, don't call me Lee Steinberg.
Mark Steinberg, the Lee Steinberg of sports agents.
That's right. Finally. We're back.
Half hour. We're back. We got the music. We got it all sorted out. Troy Tulowitzki, Alan Tuzinski. We got it sorted out.
And I love these guys. This band is great. This is Dirty Gold, and the song is California Sunrise. We're the Sklar Brothers filling in for Jimmy.
Half hour. Let's finish strong, people. On a Tuesday. Jay Moore, rest of the week. It's going to be fun, guys.
Let's do it Coner style. Let's do it.
You're listening to The Jim Rome Show. By Randy and Jason Sklar on Premier Radio Networks.
All right, last half of hour 3. We got Tiger Woods ready to go, fired up. I want to read a couple of tweets here. These are some funny ones. At Anthony C20, at Sklar Brothers. Do you want my steak or what? Alberto Contador, tainted meat.
You added tainted meat to that.
I added tainted meat. How about
he said, should I give my take or what? Should I give my take now or what?
That's amazing. At Detroit Maple, at Sklar Brothers, King Hippo was only offering $50. Sincerely, Glass Joe. Mike Tyson punch out. I love it. All right, we got Tiger Woods on the line. I don't want to keep the man waiting.
Guy is, he's a legend.
He's got a lot to do now playing in the British Open this week. Let's talk to the man, the myth, the legend, Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods, how are you, sir? Welcome to the jungle.
Oh, no, thanks. You know, that's always a good time to be here with you guys. You know, two of my favorite twins, so nice to be here.
Thank you so much for taking.
You seem very upbeat. It's nice to hear you. I mean, especially in light of the last couple days.
Yeah, well, you know, look, there was, you know, obviously a little bit of a mix-up. I'm not gonna, you know, put that on me because it wasn't my fault. That was Team Tiger let me down.
Wow.
You know, my agent, Mark Steinberg, and I, you know, we spoke. Obviously, over the weekend, I told him my plans. I had a big announcement, and I told him what that announcement was. And, you know, I think he was just kind of trying to, you know, appease me, and he said, sure. But then behind my back, he, you know, he pulled the rug out from under me.
What was the announcement going to be? I mean, now that we've got you on the show, let's hear it. I mean, you were supposed to be on the Golf Channel, and then Mark said there is no announcement. So what was the announcement?
Right. Well, you know, basically the announcement was, you know, I learned a lot, obviously, over the past year and a half or so, you know, since the big scandal. And one of the things that I really learned was, you know, you got to stay out in front of it. You know, kind of like in golf, you want to stay out in front of the ball, make sure you keep your head down, but also drive through. And so I made a decision in light of recent events with Arnold Schwarzenegger and obviously Anthony Weiner getting behind the ball. You know, I was going to make an announcement about scandals that are going to happen.
So you know of some scandals that are about to happen. You want to get ahead of it.
Well, I wanted to break the news before the rag papers got out there and started spreading gossip and rumors. I wanted to basically
Is it too late? Is it too late to break the news here on the Jim Rome Show?
No. You know, I mean, that's part of the reason. I came on the show. Obviously, wanted to I'm a competitor. It's a competitive season in terms of scandals. It's been a pretty scandalous summer.
It has been really competitive.
It's
Obviously,
been
former governor got out in front, got the lead. He was on the leaderboard, and then Wiener came up from behind.
Wait a minute.
Easy with that.
I don't mean that in a punny way, but I guess that's what happens when you get in these scandals. And so I had two guys out in front of me, and I wanted to catch them and lap them. And so today I'm going to announce that there's a pretty big piece of news that I'm going to slowly let out over the next 6 weeks.
Let's hear it.
I slept with a lot of players' wives on the PGA Tour in the last year and a half.
Wow. Can you name names? Let's hear it.
Well, I'll tell you. I'll give you a couple names. This is a teaser. This is by no means. It's a smorgasbord, so this is just a snack.
Okay.
KJ Choi's wife, Hyung Kim. I slept with her. Obviously, I've got the Asian influence, so that was very pleasurable for me. She brings a lot of incense and oils, which is always nice in a bedroom situation, candles.
Okay.
Also, slept with Gary Player's wife as well, Vivian.
That's an older woman. Come on.
Yeah, but look, again, when you're a competitor, you're going to lay it all on the table. You're not going to leave anything out there.
Of course.
On the course, you want to give it your best. So I'm going to go.
It's what made you the best in the world.
If I'm going to shoot over par, I'm going to go for a 75, 76. Fine, that's what I'm going to do.
And in life as well. Okay, so
that's what I mean. Yeah, she's up there. She's
okay.
About 3 over. Also went for Mark Calcavecchia's wife, very very sweet woman, Brenda. She's very gentle. I think she brings a lot of that Calcavecchia, charm to the bedroom. And
he is very talkative. He's a really talkative guy.
She was one of the first ones, really, because when I was in the heat of battle during my scandal and sort of falling behind and 5-6 strokes back in terms of the media being out in front of me.
You got to get out in front of the media. Now, do these guys, speaking about getting out in front, do these guys even know about it, or are you breaking the news to these guys right now?
No, they don't know.
So you're out in front of it that far. Wow.
Yeah. No, I'm way out ahead. I basically just played 18, and they're still sitting on the practice tee.
Okay. Wow.
They're about to get blindsided by an errant flag that's going to just fly and hit them in the head. And then look, this is a tough one for me to drop this last one, but I'm going to do it because obviously I want to be upfront and honest. I slept with Jim Furyk's wife.
No, you did not.
Yeah, I did. I slept with Tabitha. That was a tough one.
Why was
that was probably the hardest one for me to actually go through with. Because Jim and I are we're pretty tight. I've talked to you guys about him before.
Sure. You talked to him on our podcast.
You went on some trips with him. Where have you gone?
We went on adventures. We went to Hunan Province in China to learn the ancient ways of Aikido, which is something I think people are familiar with. The actor Steven Seagal. He's a master in Aikido, and so is Jim Furyk.
Jim Furyk is a master of Aikido?
I did not know that.
That's something you just
You
don't
wouldn't
get.
expect that from him.
He's got a funky swing, but I just didn't realize he would actually take that into the
hand-to-hand
combat. He's sort of like Anthony Weiner, The guy looks like a mild-mannered politician. He takes off his shirt, and, he's ripped. So's Jim.
All right. Good to know. Good to know. All right, I want to shift gears. That's unbelievable that you released that information. That
but
is
it feels good for me, to sort of get out ahead of it, cleanse the palate and the spirit, and, I'm happy I did that, so thank you, guys.
Well, I'm glad you did it, too. I appreciate you making that announcement. I'm glad we trumped the Golf Channel. Golf Channel could have had that announcement yesterday, but we got it right here on the Jim Rome Show.
I like that.
Question about Rory McIlroy.
Oh.
He was pretty impressive in the U.S. Open. He's now on sort of home soil, as it were. He's in the British Open. And
he's back with his girlfriend.
That may be the more interesting thing, is that he had to beg and grovel to get his girlfriend back. What sort of advice would you give to Rory McIlroy as a golfer, as a man who's got a girlfriend? What do you tell a guy like that?
Oh, I think, first of all, Rory, obviously has had a pretty good run, pretty good stretch. He's played some solid golf. He's picking the right clubs out of his bag. But in addition, I think he was making the right moves. By dumping Holly. I actually think that was an advantage for him. I think getting rid of her was, cleared him up, allowed him to focus, and I'm a big believer in focusing. So
sure,
I would tell Rory to make it quick and get what he needs. Obviously, get in, get out. Put her back on the market because this is a competitive game. You're going to live and die by streaks. You got to ride the wave, and I don't really know why he cut off the wave. I feel like he pretty much was surfing on a big one, and he just sort of jumped off the board.
So you feel like if he's now back together with his girlfriend, he's not going to do as well in the British Open?
Well, I also, I don't feel he's going to do as well. I'm also concerned that he may learn a few things from Holly that he may not like to hear.
Like what?
Well, that's probably between Holly and Rory and me.
And you?
I don't want to get too deep into it, but obviously, so I'm not playing the British Open. I have traveled to Europe before, previous years.
Wait a minute.
And I do like sort of an Irish Scottish kind of woman. I've always been a big fan of Sheena Easton. So.
Wait a minute.
Holly's
I thought she was Australian.
Right. So.
Wait, is Sheena Easton Australian or is she?
No, she's Scottish.
She's Scottish. See, there we go. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that. Thank you, Tiger.
No,
Thank you.
No, and trust me, the curtains match the kilt. Trust me.
Wow. Stop it. Stop it.
Easy.
Number one, Tiger, are you going to watch the British Open at all or no?
Well, it's a little uncomfortable for me to be there, and that that's a threesome that probably isn't going to be allowed on the course. But
definitely not. No.
Maybe we get one more in there. Patrick Harrington's got a very attractive wife as well, Caroline.
All right.
Also again Irish, but no, I wish Roy the best. He's kind of playing out his own personal tin cup. Roy McIlroy, Roy McIlroy. It seems like Hollywood script's being written, so
it is.
More power to him, but every Hollywood script's got to have a third act, and so look out, because at first it was your girlfriend, Roy, and next it's going to be your game and your trophies. I'm going to be right on your tail.
Wow, them's fighting words,
and that's something he's probably said to a woman before.
I'm going to be right on your tail.
I have said that, yeah.
You've said it to a woman. Anything else you want to tell us, and anything else you're working
before we
on?
wrap this up?
Well, look, obviously, I've been talking to Charlie Sheen pretty closely about our tour of Afghanistan.
He mentioned that.
You are touring with Charlie Sheen in Afghanistan.
He mentioned that on the show last week, Charlie.
Well, Bob Hope was always big influence in me. Obviously, I met him when I was very young on one of the talk shows, and he's always been sort of a guy that entertained the troops with the golf clubs and all that, and the nose. And so you put all that together, it just made a lot of sense for me. I don't really know how it makes sense, but it does.
Sure.
For me to get out on the desert soil, I had a course in Dubai. Maybe I can, make a little stop over there and try to get that going again. It's pretty much grown over with sand right now, but
all right. If sand can grow over.
Yeah. So me and Charlie, it's still on the talking stage. He's a bit of a loose cannon, I'm going to say. Kind of like the John Daly of TV. So.
Yeah, I understand. I get it. Well, John Daly is looking pretty good. He's looking pretty slim, so maybe Charlie Sheen can get himself in state, maybe get his personality stapled.
I hope so, because I'm looking forward to going down, getting out there to Kabul and just letting some jokes fly, because it's been a tough couple of years, so I like to lighten it up. That's why I joined with you guys, I like to talk to you guys.
Well, I appreciate it. You can catch all the Tiger Woods interviews he did on Sklar Bro Country. Just go to get Sklar Bro Country at earwolf.com or free on iTunes. Thank you, Tiger Woods. Good luck to you.
Oh, thank you guys.
Wow.
Be well.
You too.
You be well too, Tiger.
Let's take a break. And we're going to finish up hour 3 strong.
I can't believe this is almost over. Maybe we'll just keep doing a show for just these guys in the room in here for the next 3 hours.
I'd do another one for 3 more hours. That's how much I love doing this show. Love it.
This is our buddies. These are the old 97s.
Rhett Miller did an episode of Sklar Bro Country as well. Fantastic.
And he's going to be at the Wiltern in
Los Angeles on August 15th. Check him out.
We're going to be there.
We're going to be there with him. All right. Enjoy. We'll be back. Finish this thing up strong. Huge call, huge email, huge text of the day. Sklar Brothers finishing up for Rome on the Premier Radio Networks.
You're listening to The Jim Rome Show.
So good, even with Connor's callback, the Connor Redux. Huge email today brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. 5 Hour Energy works for me, and I've tried it. It actually does work for me. Gives me the alert, energetic feeling I need, Jay.
I love it.
Packed with B vitamins and amino acids, no sugar, and only 4 calories. 5 Hour Energy is small, it's portable, it fits in any briefcase. Gym bag, if you take your briefcase to the gym, it's ideal. Backpack or glove compartment. Find out why people choose 5 Hour Energy. If Michael Beasley would have just stuck some 5 Hour Energy under the seat instead of the weed, he's good to go. Find out why people choose 5 Hour Energy over 7 million times a week. Visit 5hourenergy.com. That's the number 5hourenergy.com for more information. The email of the day comes to us from Derek Lippincott. Sklarman Killebrew, I spend too much time with horses NIP all over the place. Regards, Matthew, Broderick, Derek, and Des Moines.
Zoom.
I love it. We got to get this one ready.
I'm ready. I'm fired up with it. Ready
Brought to you by Valvoline Next Gen. Valvoline Next Gen recycled oil that exceeds industry standards and is backed by the Valvoline Engine Guarantee Program. 50% recycled oil. I love to hear that.
Love hearing that.
100% Valvoline protection. Go ahead, Jay.
All right, this is from Randy Walters, 319. At Sklar Brothers, lowballing yourself has nothing to do with negotiating. I love it.
That's true.
Solid. True.
That is absolutely, and in the face of what went on with LaToya Jackson, absolutely.
Funny, true.
And Iron Michael Tyson.
Tight. I love Iron Michael.
Huge call today. Shall we do that, boys?
Let's do it.
We'll do the huge call. Today's huge call is brought to you by Grainger. With over 900,000 products for the ones who get it done, Grainger's products and services help your business stay productive, safe, and running smoothly. Call, stop by a branch, or visit us online at Grainger.com today. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. Huge call today. Going to give it up to you. We're going to take the huge call today is going to be from Connor from last week.
Yep. Connor, what's happening, brother?
This is Connor.
Oh, hey, I thought it was Connor. You said Connor?
No, Connor.
Connor.
Yeah.
But it's spelled Connor.
It's Connor. C-O-N-N-O-R.
Oh, C-N-N-N-O-R. Oh,
yeah.
All right. Hey,
are you heading up to a cottage, eh?
Do you want my take or what?
Amazing.
There it is.
Amazing.
I don't know if I want it. I don't know if I want
do.
it.
We heard it. Boy, we got an earful of it today.
These guys smoke.
There it is.
It's true, those
He's
guys
that
smoke.
character.
And
He's
they
that.
taught a dog to smoke. Gotta say thanks to Jay Stu, Dave Whelan, Alan Tazinski on the board. Missed Alvy today, but
Yeah,
we love
he was great.
ourselves.
Yeah, it was a great show. We had so much fun.
Thank you to Bruce Jenner. Thank you to
Tiger Woods. Thank you to Kevin Love. Thank you to Ricky just being Ricky Henderson. We love coming in and filling in for this show, and honestly, it did inspire us to do our podcast. So if you dug this show today, come listen to us on Scarborough Country at Earwolf.com is the website. You can listen to the episodes, or just go on iTunes. It's free. And if you're in San Francisco, not this weekend, but next weekend, we will be there Wednesday through Saturday night. Really fun to come out to the shows. We do hang. It's a blast. We don't get on the road a ton. We will this fall. But
this fall, we got Salt Lake City in August. Then in September, Ann Arbor and Nashville.
Then we're going back to Minneapolis, to
Portland,
maybe Boulder, Colorado. We got a lot of fun.
We mentioned that we were going to be at the Gilloy's Theater.
That might happen now.
That might happen now because we mentioned it on this show. We've been trying to get that done, and that might happen now in Springfield.
We love meeting the fans. We love stepping out and meeting the people. Maybe we can talk a little Mike Jordan and some Michael Tyson.
Some Mike Jordan. We could do that on the road.
And we just love doing the show. So thank you to Jim Rome for letting us do what we do on the show. It makes us very happy. Follow us on Twitter at Sklar Brothers. I want to cross 135,000. You guys are doing it.
At Chris Wingate, at Sklar Brothers, just realizing the Chuck Sheen bit from last week wasn't really him. Wait, was it? Wore Connor in sweatpants. We all know what that means.
Hello.
That is terrible.
He's got a Connor in sweatpants.
Tomorrow, Jay Moore. Jay Moore will be here for the rest of the week, and check out his podcast for more stories. Check out him on our podcast, Scarborough Country. Thank you, Jim Rome. Thank you, everybody here at Premier Radio. We had a blast today and a blast last Friday. We have so much material we left on the table, but a good time. Thanks so much. We are the Sklar Brothers. Again, find us at Sklar Brothers on Twitter, and our podcast is Sklar Country. Thanks so much.